What?
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Geopolitical Prophet. I was having a good time. And just because David is making weird noises, let me say it again.
Once there was this atheist who never started live streams on time, and when he finally showed up, I shot him like 50 times. What?
You didn't even notice, but I started the live stream already when you were beatboxing. And you didn't notice.
You didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to this
Geopolitical Prophet. That's true. You can't trust anything an atheist says. So is that true, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, it's true. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geopolitical Prophet. Welcome to this wonderful show, the most watched show on the planet, on the Earth. So today, as I was preparing for completely different issues, who's saying echo? No echo or eco. As we were preparing for completely different issues, an escalation happened that people were basically actually waiting for, which is that Iran launched attacks against Israel in the form of drones and missiles. And Iran has been saying that they're going to launch a very big, a very strong strike to retaliate against Israel. Their strong strike was incredibly pathetic so far. People were panicking a little bit. People were saying, "Oh no, is this going to start a major thing? Things are getting really bad. Lots of explosions will be happening here and there." So far, Iran sent out, apparently, they said they at least at first said a few dozen drones. It turned out they were a few hundred drones and missiles mixed toward Israel. The vast majority of those, of whatever was launched, was either intercepted or failed. According to Israeli spokespeople, over 90% of the drones and missiles were intercepted or never reached their target. So that is good news. This not only shows that Iran is extremely weak and unreliable and incompetent, but also that this is the worst they can do. Apparently, it's not very big, and yeah, they said 99%. That's true, 99%. Some people are adding it. Yakov IS 99%. Were intercepted or failed to reach the target. What's also interesting is I'm still following the the missile alerts and all that are being sent out in Israel. I checked earlier the alerts. So Israelis have an app that is called a Red Alert. Every Israeli uses the app. That's how life is in Israel. Yes, an advanced democratic country over there has to use an app to always track missiles, to always track rockets, and to seek shelter. This is their daily life, to always have this defense in place. And one of the latest alerts, when I checked, was showing me this. If you are familiar with the map here, you can tell that a lot of the targeting, a lot of the drones and missiles here are reported to endanger the West Bank or Judea and Samaria, Judea. So they are they endanger people that are living in the Palestinian territories, in the Jewish settlements in the West Bank, but also lots of people in the West Bank. So, and by the way, no matter where they land, no matter where they are, Israel is intercepting those missiles or drones, no matter what they are, no matter where they go. But think about this: Iran is supposedly attacking Israel in retaliation, and what's happening is that a lot of their force with which they attack Israel is directly endangering the Palestinians in the West Bank, whom Israel then protects by intercepting these missiles or drones, or by taking them down. And people around the world are seriously celebrating this and saying, "Yes, Iran, yeah, I stand with Iran. I stand with Iran when they attack Palestinians in Israel." This is incredibly stupid. And
Iran,
of that,
Iran's like, well, if we take out a couple Sunnis while getting rid of the Jews.
there was also a report of the first injury. On top of that, the first injury reported: medics treating first injury from Iran attack, a 10-year-old boy from Bedouin town near Arad in serious condition. So the first injury that was reported as a result of these Iranian strikes was from a Bedouin town, a Bedouin child that is 10 years old. Again, not a Jew, actually a Bedouin child. This is the result of the bad Iranian attacks. A child, a 10-year-old child from a Bedouin town was hit. That is the first injury. Oh, it's a boy, it's a girl. Okay, yeah, I haven't. It is. Okay, this report still says boy. I have to check the updates as they are happening. But yeah, so a Bedouin child.
Well,
Which is a sad,
if it's a
terrible situation.
if it's a 10-year-old girl, then I think our Dawa friends are going to want to say a 10-year-old woman.
Yes,
just to clarify.
Yes.
So they're going to defend Iran by saying, "Well, no, it wasn't a child. It was a grown 10-year-old woman, probably a grandmother."
Hold on. So people were saying it's a girl, conflicting. Okay, the Times of Israel corrected the article and said medics treating first injury from an Iran attack, a 10-year-old girl from Bedouin town in serious condition. Some are now saying that she died because she was apparently critically injured. Some are saying she died. So that would mean that the first reported fatality, first killed person as a result of an Iranian attack is actually a Bedouin, 10-year-old Bedouin girl. That's the force, that's the power of Iran that we are dealing with here. That's the great power of Iran that we are dealing with. The Iran that wants to act tough and retaliate, supposedly. And we can also just,
and Iran's defense would be like, but was she wearing a hijab?
Yeah, most likely.
That's how they think.
Most likely, that's what they do. So a senior official from the IDF said we intercepted 99% of what was fired. The response will be unprecedented. We also now have announcements directly coming in that so the IDF announced, I see it here. Yeah, it has been authorized to give a very significant, unprecedented response to this strike from Iran, which means so let's bring this here into the context. Iran actually concluded their attack, which is pathetic because the attack is pathetic. It didn't do much harm. However, they announced on Twitter or on X through their permanent mission to the UN and said, conducted on the strength of Article 51 of the UN Charter pertaining to legitimate defense, Iran's military action was in response to the Zionist regime's aggression against our diplomatic premises in Damascus. The matter can be deemed concluded. However, should the Israeli regime make another mistake, Iran's response will be considerably more severe. It is a conflict between Iran and the rogue Israeli regime from which the US must stay away. So they announce here that the attack, or that the retaliation, so called, has been concluded. And they say if Israel makes another mistake, we will be even more severe. However, Israel just announced that a severe, harsh response to this attack from Iran has been authorized and is currently in the making, being worked on. And lots of people are saying it, and I don't want to I don't want to I don't want to speculate and add on to speculations, but a lot of people have been saying, um, with deep connections, if you are not pro regime, if you're not pro Islamic regime and you are in Iran and you are in Tehran, think about getting out of there.
And can you imagine Israel responds? Israel responds after Iran sends all these rockets. Israel responds, and then it's going to be, look, Israel's now genociding Iran.
Yeah, yeah. There is so much to say here. One thing is that people are saying, "Oh, this is Iran is retaliating. Israel is the aggressor. Iran is retaliating." No, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. And the premise here is what they're saying is that Israel several days ago attacked the Iranian embassy in Damascus. What Israel actually did is Israel conducted a strike on the Iranian um, on a building that is part of the Iranian embassy complex in Damascus, but it's an annex building, a consular building, in which a meeting was taking place between Palestinian authorities, between Palestinian forces, or to be precise, Palestinian Islamic Jihad forces, and Iran's Quds force officials. And the Quds force is Iran's branch in the military to wage proxy wars in the Middle East through Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, and so on against Israel. So when Israel bombed this building in Damascus belonging to Iran, what they actually did is they bombed directly a target that is involved in waging a war against Israel. So what Israel did there by bombing that building was not an aggression on the other. It was rather a response that is part of the war that Iran has been waging for a long time now. Iran is now acting like this is a retaliation. Israel is the aggressor. That's not true. That's not true. Iran has been without a pause attacking Israel through proxies forever, forever and ever. They can act as much as they want, like, oh, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything at all. Israel attacked us and now we're retaliating. Sorry, you can probably fool lots of people on the internet with that narrative and in front of their TVs, but you will still face the consequences of it. And the consequences will be the destruction of this Islamic regime, this Islamo-fascist regime in Iran. That's what will happen.
I just have to say from experience, and it's totally different circumstances, but the idea that you're gonna like threaten someone and threaten the world by saying, haha, look at all these rockets we just launched. This will teach you a lesson. Don't make us do this again. And it's like totally weak and doesn't do anything except hit some kid. I mean, yeah, you just you act, you're trying to be tough and you end up making yourself look weak. You know what I mean? It's like it's like I want to I walk down the street and I walk up to somebody and I'm like, I'll teach you a lesson. I swing and I miss and I trip and fall and I land on some kid and I go and I jump back up and I say, yeah, see, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. And be like, dude, you swung and you missed and you tripped and fell and hit a kid. How scared is everyone supposed to be of you right now? That's what it seems like to me.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
you just let the cat out of the bag of how weak you were. Like, even it's similar, like when Russia invaded Ukraine, I was like, oh, I mean, Ukrainians are pretty tough, but that's Russia. In my mind, it's like Russia, back in the day was like the supreme enemy of the United States. Like, in my mind, they were like second toughest country in the world. They're just gonna go through there like it's nothing. And meanwhile, a couple of years later, it's like, I don't think you Russians are as tough as I thought you were anymore. And now Iran, I don't know. I would have assumed they had some good rockets and stuff like that to do some serious damage. And now they do this, and I'm like, I think you guys suck, man. I think you guys are weak, and you just let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah. So IDF spokesperson just made an update and said that more than 200 threats missiles were launched from Iran. More than 10 cruise missiles were intercepted outside the country's borders. Or what's very important and interesting here is that Jordan is among the countries that directly said we will open our airspace to help Israel intercept any attacks that come from Iran. And they said we will respond to any violations of our airspace by Iran. So that is what Jordan said. Iran is making such an idiotic move here that they are actually pushing Jordan into the arms of the Israeli-US alliance, and Jordan is ready here to help Israel defend itself. A Muslim country, the neighboring, one of the most relevant Muslim countries, Jordan, has openly said we will not allow this to happen. We will open our airspace and help. And the funny thing is that Jordan did this despite the fact that the Islamic regime of Iran said any country that opens their airspace to Israel and helps them during this mission will be targeted by our forces. So that's a direct threat. Jordan said, we don't care. So Jordan just opened their airspace and let Israel do the defending and the interception.
And by the way, that helps a lot if you're trying to shoot down other people's rockets, but you have to wait until the rockets are over your own country and stuff like that before you shoot them down. Much easier shooting them down over someone else's country, not because it's over someone else's country, because it gives you have way more space to do it than if you have to wait until it's about to land in your own country.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia apparently also is even engaging in intercepting possible missiles or other objects
I mean, keep in
fired.
mind, no one likes Iran. No one
Yeah.
likes Iran, man.
Because so one thing needs to be pointed out, and lots of people are pointing this out who are familiar with the conflicts of the region, which is that in the Middle East, especially in the Arab world, nobody likes Iran. Nobody wants to help Iran. Nobody wants to side with Iran. Everybody hates Iran. Of course, in a situation where it's the Muslims against the non-Muslims, or the Muslims against the Jews, or something like that, you will find them occasionally side with the Muslim side. But eventually, when push comes to shove, when the situation comes down to such a critical issue, you can see all these other Muslim countries back out and say, "Well, you know what? We don't want anything to do with this. Iran is a problem." In fact, you could say that in the Middle East, Iran is generally considered an even bigger problem than Israel. Uh, and you could even see that's like when Trump was elected president and he had a trip to the Middle East. There was this popular picture there where he's putting his hands on a globe together with the king of Saudi Arabia and others. There, Trump spoke to the Arab Union and to the Arab League and to others and said, "We all know that there is one problem in the region," and it was immediately clear who he was referring to. He was referring to Iran, and all the U.S. allies and even all the others who are not necessarily allies generally agree Iran is a troublemaker. Iran wants to cause problems. Iran causes divisions. Iran is behind terrorism in Yemen, terrorism in all kinds of different places in Lebanon, taking Lebanon over and oppressing Christians, fueling the Palestinian terrorist forces, and so on. So people don't want to side with Iran when the situation gets critical, and Iran is really feeling the effects of that right now.
Okay.
IDF also said, we continue to intercept threats with dozens of planes in the air. The event is not over. It is likely to continue over the next hours because while they are watching for and intercepting Iranian missiles, the Houthis and Hezbollah and Palestinian forces are also still joining in and still continuing to fire on Iran, on Israel, even when Iran has stopped. What is it? What's up?
I was just going to ask what you think, because like Iran starting a fight with everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really stupid considering what they've got going on in their own country and the skyrocketing apostasy rates and all that stuff. So, like, what do you think? Do they just have some delusional guys who think, no, we can fight all these guys and win, or is it like calculated? Like, oh, if we start fights and then everyone's attacking us, then this is going to rally our own people around us, and we're going to stop fighting over like hijabs and stuff, or is this just nope, we're going to start fights with everyone and we're going to lose. And that's what's going to force the Mahdi to come in there and rescue us.
That is definitely an aspect that they might be considering. I was listening earlier to Goldie Amari. She's from Canada. She's a Canadian Iranian politician, and she was pointing out as well that Iran is currently at the lowest point of support from their own population. In fact, so here's a thing. Here's an article, for example, one of many. It says Iran election turnout hits record low. Hardliners maintain grip on parliament. Turnout in Iran's parliamentary election was around 41%. The country's interior minister said on Monday, the lowest participation since Iran's 1979 Islamic Revolution had swept the clerical rulers into power. So the lowest participation, the lowest voter turnout ever in the history of the Islamic regime of Iran. That means that the Iranians who are the opposition are not voting anymore because they have given up on voting. They see no point in it anymore. There is people think so. The opponents of the Islamic regime inside Iran think there is no point in voting anymore. There is just no hope. The situation will not get better. They're giving up. So Iran doesn't have support from their own population. Plus, they are surrounded with nations that hate them. Plus, they have this apocalyptic idea of the Mahdi will return when the time comes. We must bring him here. So going into war right now and starting a major fight is probably their best bet because they have nothing to lose and they don't have much support. And this could kind of rile things up for them in their favor, which is ridiculous, which is incredibly, I guess it could be considered smart on their part, but it's stupid. Here is an important thing here. During that strike in Damascus that Israel conducted, according to Iran's information, according to Iran's own announcement, Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a senior commander of the elite Quds force, was mentioned among the dead. Before this happened, Israel already announced that this was a strike on people involved and behind the October 7 attacks and the unfolding attacks. Now, Quds force, for those familiar with the terms here, will sound suspicious because Quds is the Arabic name for Jerusalem, and the Quds Force is actually Iran's military branch that is responsible for fighting proxy wars. In fact, you can bring up a Wikipedia article about this. Very, very simple. This is their branch that deals with unconventional warfare and military intelligence, responsible for extraterritorial operations. Non-state actors, including Hezbollah, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Yemeni Houthis, and Shia militias in Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. So the attack by Israel on the consular building in Damascus was actually an attack on Iran's military force that is involved in the Israel-Hamas war, and that is also involved in the October 7 terrorist attacks, and that is also meeting with Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. And this is not just a claim, this Iran themselves basically confirmed this. So when Iran now comes out and says, Israel attacked us, they are the aggressors, we are retaliating, this is just a lie. It is a lie. It's not Israel is not the aggressor here. Israel is attacking you because you are part of the war that is ongoing. And Iran knows this. They know this very well. They are deceptive, dishonest, terrorist elements, and they need to be dealt with. That's the situation that we're dealing with here. David, anything else?
No, it's just amazing because, I mean, everyone all the way down to like Dawa guys and stuff are like this. They'll do something, they'll start something, they're coming at someone, and as soon as someone responds, they play victims.
Yeah.
I mean, like they could come at you, yeah, we'll go kill you, and if you respond, like, look at the ex-Muslim, you see how hostile he is towards us. And entire nations are the exact same way. Hey, let's have a meeting so how we can carry out even more attacks against Israel and slaughter more Jews. Hey, what's that? They killed us. Oh, we're being attacked. We're poor victims. We're heading over to the bingo parlor at the YMCA to help out some old folks, and they killed us.
That's what they always do.
What happened, dude? Yeah,
playing the victim as always. By the way, this headline is being updated again. Now it says injury from Iran attack, a 7-year-old girl from Bedouin town near Arad in serious condition. So it turned from a 10-year-old Bedouin boy into a 7-year-old girl from Bedouin town near Arad. So apparently it is a 7-year-old girl. I still don't see any official, actual confirmed reports that she died. All I see is that that she is in serious critical condition and could die at any point. Iran's Revolutionary Guards, which is called the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. People often say Iranian, but it's actually Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, issued a warning against the United States. A warning against the United States and said,
whoa, you didn't tell me about that. Hang on, man. Hold the phone.
And said,
wait, what am I doing sitting here all calm? I should be in a bunker somewhere if Iran is threatening the United States.
You should be scared, man. You should be scared. You should be totally scared.
I'm going to lose seconds of sleep tonight.
Let me see. This is so funny. They're even posting on their own Telegram. The IRGC is posting on their Telegram channel that the media is trying to cover up the severity of the strikes that were conducted from our side. I'm serious.
They've been humiliated.
The Iranian military, as we speak, is posting on Telegram and complaining that the Israeli media is trying to cover up the severity of the strikes that they have conducted against Israel.
Now, seriously, if these strikes had killed a bunch of Jews, don't you think Israel would want people to know that?
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Of course. They would announce it immediately.
So would they be covering it up? Oh no, they killed thousands of us, but we're going to keep it quiet.
Yeah,
these guys are nuts.
Yeah.
It shocks me that like the same mentality. It keeps coming down to like Dawa, and the entire nations and governments have the exact same mentality. So we've already talked about with playing victim and so on, but also with the chest thumping, like, oh, they've been humiliated. We've humiliated them. We're strong. We're so strong. And it's just, I don't know, that sort of caveman mentality.
Yeah. They say
everything.
100 missiles fired have the possibility to destroy 8,000 targets in the enemy's territory. We have conducted a massive strike. and more will come if they escalate. This is what Iran is saying. Of course, on the
I think
Israeli
they're going to
side,
escalate.
we are learning that the missiles are being intercepted at a 99% rate. There are still missiles on the way, and possibly still drones on the way. And what's also interesting to add is that there's footage, and there are multiple sources saying that lots of the missiles and the drones that are supposed to go to Israel detonated or crashed or otherwise exploded in within Iran, but also in Iraq and in Jordan. In fact, there was a lot of talk about noise and explosions in Iraq going around. So um, I I was joking the other day when we were live. I think yesterday we were live, and I said if Iran tried to do something, they would end up just blowing themselves up. And it looks like right now their attack against Israel is so much filled with incompetence that not only are they hitting their own country, they are also hitting Iraq and other places, which is incredibly stupid. Hamas just made an announcement. Hamas is just posting and saying the launch of this huge amount of missiles and suicide drones, some of which will arrive very soon, shows Iran's leadership and their readiness to wage war, and that will be decided by the enemy for response to Iran. Okay, Hamas is cheering on and sucking up to Iran right now as we speak. From memory,
Yeah,
when the
they
Islamic
should just go
yeah,
ahead and convert. They should go ahead and convert to Shiism.
well, this is also the thing. Hamas hasn't been alone in conducting these terrorist attacks of October 7. It was backed by Iran and by
Mhm.
Russia, and they have been in contact. Both we always talk about Hamas, but it's not just Hamas in at Gaza. It is Hamas and another group that is Palestinian Islamic Jihad. These two groups together have been conducting terrorist attacks and fighting against Israel from their caves like little rats from their tunnels. And Iran is supporting them. So Iran is their best bet at the moment because the rest of the Arab world, the rest of the Muslim world, doesn't really want to help Hamas and the Palestinian groups because they are sick of them.
But all those protesters are helping. Well, they're not really helping the people of Gaza, but I mean, they're helping people like justify hatred of Israel more.
Yeah. Hamas is sharing hearsay from people and saying that our sources tell us that the Iranian attacks are being conducted in multiple severe waves. This is so ridiculous. I'm directly reading this from Hamas's own announcements at the moment, and Hamas is just bluffing and just talking big at the moment. And Iran has been doing the same thing. They they were talking very loudly and very bigly and acting like, "Oh, this is yeah, we are going to punish you all," and nothing is actually
You said
happening.
bigly.
I said bigly. I did say
Uh,
bigly. Yeah. Yes.
for me, man, and any time Hamas at this point says anything, my only response would be, shouldn't you be surrendering right now?
Yeah, they should be right. They should be.
Yeah, sitting there
They
running your
should
mouth,
be
you should be
surrendering.
surrendering.
Oh, while all of this was ongoing, before Iran launched drones, they also seized a an Israeli-linked container ship with 25 people on board, a civilian container ship, which is which goes directly against international law. So, the first thing that Iran did as a part of this supposed attack that they are conducting is to break international law and to seize um, a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz, and thereby just giving themselves already a terrible image in front of the United Nations, which, to be honest, doesn't mean much. Yes, piracy, that's exactly it. The first act that Iran did tonight in their attack was an act of piracy. Um, To be fair, the United Nations has become a joke and is very much led by Islamist sentiments nowadays, and others. So if Israel did something wrong in a conflict, it would be a very big deal. If Iran does something wrong in a conflict like this, it's probably not too big of a deal, unfortunately, because the UN has become a joke. But that is one of the situations at the moment. The thing is, on one hand, I'm reading Hamas source. I'm reading Hamas's own publication. On the other hand, I'm trying to find reliable stuff from the IDF and more reliable sources. But on the one hand, Hamas is telling people that Iran is currently ready for a full-scale war against Israel. And
Yeah, and so I mean, think, okay, you're either gonna send rockets, in which case Israel's going to win that one, or what else would you do? Invade on the ground? Where are you going through? Where are you going through to launch these attacks?
of course, Israel.
That's what I mean. I can't even I don't even understand how Iran can even think that they would be remotely successful in any sort of war.
Sirens and explosions are heard in Jerusalem. Germany, France, and Canada condemn Iran's attack. Britain and Argentina respond to the attack. Iran's air defense system faces a big test. This is one of the things that that even experts brought up here, which is we laugh a lot about Iran's weakness here and the pathetic aspect of Iran's attack against Israel. However, the number one reason why this attack by Iran is not causing lots of damage and lots of loss of life is that Israel has an extremely advanced and complex defense system. Israel has been focusing so much on defending their own country, defending their own borders against missiles and possible aggressions by other countries. That their system has been efficiently taking down everything that comes from Iran. The only thing that they are letting through, by the way, just to see footage from that, I saw it earlier and shared it on Twitter, actually. The only thing that they are letting through is if they see that something is headed toward an empty field in the Negev desert or similar places, they don't intercept it, I guess because they don't want to waste. So they just let it fall.
They are expensive. I mean, any sort of rockets that intercept other things are expensive, so it's not going to hit anything.
Yeah, you can see here one of those impacts. This is from the Iranian attacks over the Negev desert in Israel. Nobody is there, so they don't need to do anything.
See, Israel's covering up the damage that our rockets did in the middle of the desert. We hit a lizard. We hit a big lizard right there. A lizard. Muhammad told us to kill lizards, and we did. See, we're strong.
I feel so bad for the sand there. The sand is being killed. The sand is being pressed.
Humbled, turning into glass.
Oh no! The sand, the poor sand, and the lizards.
Israel calls its defense system the Iron Dome. I would have totally called it the Garkid Tree Defense Network, just to troll them.
That would be very, very.
I would have named all my missiles Garkid 1, Garkid 2.
Yeah. Kazuhira Miller said the sand was a Jew.
The sand was a Jew.
The sand is a Jew. We saw a little Jew sand there. That's why we attacked it. Poor Negev lizards. But yeah, so this is a strike by the strong Islamic regime of Iran directly against the poor sand and the poor lizards. And we see it right here. This is literally genocide.
But I mean, look at that. I mean, if those were actually hitting in Jerusalem or something like that, you could tell those would be doing some serious damage.
Of
So it's
course, of
good that
course.
Israel has a good defense system.
That would be quite damaging indeed. And Israel is the one that actually intercepts missiles that attack or that target um, the Dome of the Rock. Missiles that come toward Jerusalem and that target a mostly Muslim area. Missiles that come toward the West Bank and endanger people that live in the Palestinian territories. It is Israel that actually intercepts all these things. So I don't know. Maybe people should sit down for a second and say, "Hey, Israel, thank you for not letting them hit Islamic places. Thank you for not letting them hit Arabs. Thank you for not letting them hit Muslims." But no, of course, you have to blame Israel, and you have to once Iran attacks, you have to go out and celebrate it and cheer for Iran, like it happened on Temple Mount. There is footage from earlier where people were celebrating, where lots of pro-Palestine or Palestinian people were celebrating Iran's attack. That's unfortunately the reality of the situation. Okay, I'm just saying this right now, but earlier Piers Morgan made a
Israel must
tweet, and I responded to it, and I didn't notice how it blew up. I'm only noticing that now. So Piers Morgan said Israel must show restraint. I fear Netanyahu won't. And I said, go F yourself, Piers. Israel doesn't have
pretty
to
rare.
be the one to show restraint every time. Enough is enough. I didn't notice this blew up like this. I really had no idea. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, Pierce has a huge channel, and he has a ton of people who, when you say something, Israel must show restraint, you're going to get a ton of people on your side saying, that's right, Israel must show restraint. But look, I mean, you got half as many likes as he did, and he's got like a trillion followers.
Yeah. Look at that. I'm so based. Soon, Piers. I know you're watching this, Piers. Why are you
Look at that.
scared to invite me?
That's kind of a ratio, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it is.
3,200 likes, but 2,300 comments.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, in the comment section, everyone is angry, and they're all angry for different reasons. One side is angry because they're saying, "How dare you? How dare you tell Israel to show restraint?" And the other side is saying, "How dare you not be harsher against Israel right now?" It's kind of funny. Piers Morgan's platform. That's how it goeth all the time.
Yeah, when the more polarized things become, the more polarized you have to be, because even if you're in the middle, you have to be on one extreme or the other. If you're in the middle, then both extremes are against you.
Yes. US forces have downed drones that were heading toward Israel, which is very funny because Iran said if the US directly gets involved, then we will.
Oh no, we're involved.
We will.
No.
Then the
Now they can
USA
carry
will
out their threats
regret
against
this.
us. We're going to regret it.
The USA will regret this if they get directly involved. And the US said, "Shut up, man," and just took down a bunch of drones sent from Iran to Israel. So earlier there were news going around that Putin issued a warning and said if the US gets directly involved and attacks Iran, then we will also enter the war. But I'm pretty sure that is fake news because I didn't see that. I didn't see any confirmation or any proper source on that. But I've also been sitting here and talking, so I have to check on that. If anyone knows more on that,
Come on,
let me see.
Putin doesn't want none of this. Like, dude,
Putin
Ukraine exposed you. You cannot take
Putin
on the
is
war. You were not the thing that we thought could take on the entire world anymore.
Putin is getting crushed in Ukraine. So
He's been humiliated.
I doubt he would have the balls to go into this. IDF says dozens of surface-to-surface missile launches from Iran were identified approaching Israeli territory. The IDF aerial defense area successfully intercepted the majority of the launches using the Arrow aerial defense system, together with Israel's
Fucking
strategic allies, before the launches crossed into Israel territory. A small number of hits were identified, including at an IDF base in southern Israel, where minor damage was caused to infrastructure. Many dozens of
You see, we caused minor damage to infrastructure.
this will
You're
teach.
humiliated.
Uh,
Let this be a lesson to you, Israel. When we say death to Israel, we mean minor damage to infrastructure.
Many dozens of hostile aircraft, as well as dozens of cruise missiles, were identified approaching Israeli territory from Iran. I guess by that they mean drones, and intercepted over the past few hours. Dozens of IAF fighter jets, Israeli Air Force fighter jets, are currently operating to intercept all aerial threats approaching Israeli territory. The IDF is deployed on all fronts, prepared and continuing to defend Israeli territory. This is it.
They need to show restraint.
This is it. This is it. The IDF is strong. Strong.
Directly at millions of Israelis. Iran fired hundreds
Why am I only hearing this on one side of my headphones? I don't know.
of the most powerful missiles and drones directly at millions of Israelis. Iran has been attacking Israel for the past 45 years by ordering its vast proxy network to do it for them.
You hear that? That's it. Precisely that there is the point. Iran can go out and, as much as they want, claim, oh, Israel is the aggressor, we have retaliated. Nobody buys that, except pro-Iran or anti-Israel propagandists. Everyone knows that Iran has been, through proxy forces, attacking Israel forever. It's quite obvious.
Iran used to hide their terrorism behind other terrorists. This is no longer the case. Iran has come out of the shadows to expose their true face, the face of a radical and irrational regime that wants to end the entire free world, directly launching a
I
coordinated
mean, that's kind of what I always thought of Iran. So
Yeah,
I don't
the
think they've ever
Islamic
done a
regime.
great job at covering that up. They've always seemed exactly like that to everyone.
Yeah.
at Israeli civilians from inside its own territory. This attack shows Iran's true colors. Iran
Based. And Israel is responding brutally. Sirens sounding across Israel. Here you can again see that a lot of the West. No. Yeah. Actually, yes. A lot of the West Bank is in danger as well, and the Golan Heights over here. So if Iran is actually conducting strikes against Israel, they should be attacking Tel Aviv here, right? But people in Tel Aviv are safe. Instead, the Palestinian territories are being attacked, and then the Negev desert, where nobody lives, and then of course some critical regions. Jerusalem is not being reached because it's being heavily defended. Other regions like Beersheba, which is down here, are under fire. However, seriously, does anyone actually think that this was a fantastic, a great attack, a great deserved attack? And they look at this map and they see that lots of the strikes are actually endangering Palestinian territories. How ridiculous is this? How stupid is this?
Iran is looking all kinds of weak and stupid right now.
Yes. So much so that, as I just said, through Telegram, they're actually complaining that Israeli media is trying to cover up the severity of their attack. They're complaining that Israel is trying to cover up the severity of Iran's attack, and that the attack was much bigger and it was much stronger. So Iran is all talk right now, and they're trying to explain in Persian to their own population. It's strong. It was very strong. It was the best attack. It was so strong. They're scared right now, but they're trying to suppress the realities of it. They're trying to make it look like it was a weak attack. Seriously, man, this is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. This sounds like Muslim apologists. Let's see what Daniel says.
Route.
Daniel Hagari.
Iran has launched a direct attack from Iranian soil towards the state of Israel. We are closely monitoring Iranian killer drones that are en route to Israel sent by Iran. This is a severe and dangerous escalation. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest level of readiness, ahead of this large-scale attack from Iran. Together with our partners, the Israel Defense Forces is operating at full force to defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel. This is a mission that we are determined and ready to fulfill. I will keep on updating you. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Yes.
Massive strategic blunder. I mean, they were doing, the Dawa guys, tons of people were doing a great job stirring up hostility against Jews. But most people don't like Iran either. So if they become more clearly involved in the conflict, I don't know. It's in other words, whoever Iran is going against kind of looks like the good guy in the situation. So I don't think they achieved anything they were hoping to achieve with that. Not one thing.
But I heard it was a very clever move. It was the perfect move.
It was the perfect move. It would be like it'd be like North Korea coming down and getting involved. It'd be like, whoa.
There is apparently footage, still trying to authenticate that on one hand here, of this is apparently one of the instances where, as the IDF confirmed, as we just read, where a military base or military airport east of Beersheba in the Negev was hit.
Have it. Minor damage to infrastructure.
Yeah. So this is what happened. These guys who are filming it are getting extremely excited, but it is the result of this is just minor damage to infrastructure, as the IDF says. So the IDF announced that here is a target hit, but minor damage to infrastructure. That's all there is. That's all there is. All there is. This is not very
strong.
This is not very powerful. Not very powerful. Not very powerful at all. Not very powerful at all. Terrible, terrible weak strike.
Pretty weak.
What we know so far in regard to the Iranian attack on Israel says open source intel, 10-year-old Bedouin severely injured. There's actually 7-year-old. Negev airbase received light infrastructure damage. That's all that happened so far. That's all we have. Here is another. Let's see what we see here from the Iranian attack on the Negev.
هاي وصلن
Yeah, I think there are people cheering.
That's what it sounded like, cheering in the background.
Yeah. They won't be cheering.
That? Yay! Iran has come to save us.
Yeah, Iran is attacking us. Yeah, woohoo! This is not the first incident where Palestinian peeps in Israel are celebrating for the attacker. This happened on multiple occasions. This happened when Saddam conducted a pathetic strike against Israel and promised to take down the occupation, they were celebrating as well. It turned out to be a complete joke, but that's when they did that as well. October 7th, they celebrated. 9/11, they celebrated. Now they're celebrating again. But they always fail. Look at this. Look at this bastard. Look at this bastard. Look at this bastard.
Yeah, well, like what? Who? I've heard of Jackson Hinkle before, and I know he's always trying to stir up people against Jews, but siding with Iran, that's like is he serious, or is he just like an obvious troll or something like that?
It looks like he's serious.
Is this guy actually on the side of Iran?
Yeah, he also goes to Russia to stand with Russia against the West and so on. And this guy actually has an American flag in his name. So I'm just wondering, why in the world is there an American flag in your title, in your name, but you applaud and support the Islamic regime of Iran, which, by the way, says our slogan is "Death to America." And this is not only a slogan, it is a policy. This is what Khamenei, the supreme leader himself, said. Those are his words. It's Iran's policy to say death to America. And they promise that death to America will come very soon. One of their proxies is the Houthis. Their slogan goes, death to America, death to Israel, curse the Jews, Allahu Akbar. And then you have a guy who is supposedly an American patriot here with an American flag supporting these people. You know what you call something like this? You know what you call people like bastards like this? You call them fifth column. You call them traitors. You call them collaborators, internal collaborators who are committing treason on a very high and very serious level. If the US today went to war directly with Iran, and this guy still posted stuff like this, he would be directly a traitor. And in my opinion, should be seized and shut down by the authorities in charge. Because that's what this is. This is treason. You could never, ever, never be in Iran and openly cheer for the enemy of Iran like this. You will probably find yourself executed in a very short time. But yeah, we take freedom of speech to fantastic levels here in America.
I'm going through Hinkle's page right now. It's just like tweet after tweet celebrating Iran. And it's like, isn't this going to be the exact same guy who, when Israel bombs Iran, is going to be whining, oh, it's genocide.
It's literally genocide. Literally genocide. Here you see who's protecting the Dome of the Rock. Who's protecting this golden Dome of the Rock here?
It ain't Jackson Hinkle, I'll tell you that much.
Under the guise of attacking Israeli targets, Iran is firing unguided, indiscriminate missiles, and even sending suicide drones into Israel that endanger Muslims, Arabs, not Jews, and Islamic buildings, not Jewish buildings. And those are being intercepted by Israel. Yes, those are being intercepted by Israel.
And I just have to say,
stupid can you be to be
they're
on the side of
actually
Iran here?
Iran's actually lucky in a weird way. They're not doing massive damage, because if Israel got really, really, really ticked off, I don't think the Ayatollah is going to last very long.
Yeah, yeah. I saw lots of people say, how about if they are heading, if a missile or a drone is heading for Palestinian territory, just let it through. Don't defend it, and see what and see the reactions then. How about don't intercept anything that seems to go toward Palestinian territory or seems to go toward something like this, for example, and then see what happens. See what happens. Well, I'm really curious. What would happen if Israel suddenly said, you know what? Okay, we are only going to intercept and only going to stop those that are falling into Israeli territory or into, I don't know, Jewish territory, and we are not going to intercept anything that falls into Palestinian territory, into the West Bank, or onto the Temple Mount. I really really wonder what people would then do.
Yeah, basically, if they started acting like Hamas, trying to get certain people killed to
Yeah.
our purpose.
Breaking. Not sure if it's still breaking, but so from Jordan we have reports that 3 people in Jordan were killed as a result of the Iranian drones. So we have reports of people in Jordan being killed because of the Iranian suicide drones, the Islamic Republic's suicide drones. So far, imagine this. Just sit down and think about this for a second. So far, the casualties, the fatalities resulting from Iran's attack are a Bedouin child in Israel and multiple Jordanians in Jordan. That's it. This is what Iran's retaliation has done so far. It hasn't harmed any Israelis. It hasn't harmed any Jews. Or actually, the Bedouin child would be an Israeli technically, but it's a Bedouin. It hasn't harmed any Jewish person. It hasn't harmed the Israeli state. Pretty much, what it did is to kill Jordanians and to kill a Bedouin child in Israel. Fantastic, great job, Iran.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Ayatollahs are like, "Hello, Mahdi, we're looking pretty incompetent right now. Can you come down here because we can't do anything right, and we're basically dead unless you come now. So can we do something? Because we're in a lot of trouble. What am I talking? Is this a drill? Is this a drill?"
These are interceptions caught on camera. Missiles being intercepted by the IDF, by the great IDF. You know what? This just shows once again, dear peeps, especially dear Israel haters.
Shows that Allah is strong.
It shows that Israel will prevail. Israel will live. The people of Israel will live. Humanity will prevail. The terrorist regimes, the terrorist organizations, and the terrorist regimes are pathetic. They will not win. The biggest attack that they conducted so far, which was celebrated around the world, hasn't done anything. Military spokesman Daniel Hagari said in a televised briefing, Israeli forces were tracking the drones, which they were expected to try to intercept. Netanyahu is meeting with his war cabinet. Israeli military said on Saturday that all schools would be closed across the country and gatherings of more than 1,000 people would be limited. The military said restrictions would go into effect from 11 p.m. Saturday local time and last until 11 p.m. Monday. So no school. Current and former American officials said it is likely that Iran will try to synchronize a drone attack with faster-moving missiles, which would be launched later. The slow-moving drones, the former official said, could be used to distract Israeli defenses. Yeah, so there is one thing that some analysts said, I was following, what is that guy's name? What is that guy's name? And he's an expert, Malcolm Nance. He was explaining that what Iran is doing here right now at the moment is basically what you call a saturation attack, which is to attack on such a scale and attack into multiple directions from multiple sources in order to try and overwhelm the enemy and overwhelm the defenses of the opponent, of the opposing side. And unfortunately for Iran, this saturation attack is a complete failure because Israel successfully intercepted and repelled almost everything. Almost everything. This was a complete failure. And an American official said that this is one of the worst case scenarios that the two nations have been preparing for. So this attack by Iran is considered a worst case scenario. This is about as strong as Iran can ever get. You know what that means? That means Iran is a joke. Iran is militarily a joke. There is not much to fear. Most arrived before arriving the country. They have been intercepted. Rescuers said one strike critically wounded a 10-year-old girl in a Bedouin Arab town in southern Israel, while Hagari said another missile struck an army base, causing light damage but no injuries. That's it. Freaking weaklings. Absolute weaklings. Israel strong. Israel strong. But seriously strong. United Nations Security Council will hold an emergency meeting on Sunday afternoon to discuss Iran's attack on Israel. The attack is a severe and dangerous escalation, said Israel's ambassador Gilad Erdan. Iranians have flocked to gas stations in panic in the middle of the night, forming miles-long lines in panic in Tehran and other big cities, according to videos posted on social media. Iran Ministry of Oil reassured the public that there is no shortage of gasoline and no need to fill up their tanks. Okay. A video shows... It shows what appear to be Israeli air defense interceptors in the skies above the old city of Jerusalem, the site of several Jewish and Muslim holy sites. Air raid sirens were sounding throughout Israel in response to drones and missiles launched by Iran. Look at this, David. Directly here above the old city, above the dome of the rock.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah. Iran, what in the hell are you attacking? Hey, Iran, leaders of Iran, I know you're listening right now. What is this? What is this?
We heard there was a girl there without a hijab.
I see now there has not been a red alert alarm in Israel for 2 hours or so, but right now they issued alerts for North Golan region. So apparently there are still missiles coming in. I'm following this. There's this red alert app in Israel. There are missiles coming in, and as soon as Israel has further knowledge on where these rockets are set to hit, they issue a red alert and tell people to seek shelter. And I'm receiving a few alerts here at the moment. Rebecca, are you watching? Maybe Rebecca should join us. That'll be funny. What do you say, David?
It's like 4 in the morning there.
Do you think people are sleeping in Israel right now?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Nobody's sleeping in Israel right now.
I admitted you were right, dude. You don't need to spike the ball.
Nobody is sleeping, David. What are you talking about?
You won.
David, nobody is sleeping at the moment. What is this? Yes, let's see what else. Let's take a few thingies here. Okay, I asked her if she wants to join, and she said yalla. That's funny. John Choice said, AP, set your clock back 10-15 minutes. No, I won't. Andre LeBlanc said, David, your Othman video is sensational. David, what is your Othman video? Have you made an Othman video? Why would you do that?
Oh, I think he's talking about Caliph Uthman. I said that, I made a video saying that Muhammad was a devout Christian and everything was corrupted by Uthman. And he corrupted the Quran and changed Islam to steer people away from Muhammad's true Trinitarian Christian beliefs.
Oh yeah,
I basically did the exact same thing that they do with Jesus and Paul and the Bible, and I just did it with Islam. And I said, see how easy this is to do, and prove me wrong. And now we're going to keep messing with people. And I was just going to go around saying Muhammad was a Christian, prove me wrong.
That is
and you can't, because you're going to say, oh, well, look what the Quran says. Oh yeah, but that's after it's corrupted by Uthman. So nice try.
I have doubts.
Tia just became a member of the channel. Welcome, and thank you for joining to the channel, Tia. Now you are a member of the cult, and you will be involved in all its weird things that the cult does. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Jacob Z said, Islamist on X posting fake videos from the past. Yeah, I saw that. I saw some videos going around that were actually from different instances, from different wars. Always happens. As soon as things get bad, fake news start going around. Messianic Apostate, what role do you see Al-Qaeda and ISIS playing in this? At this point, they're washed up past their prime and trying to salvage whatever they can. I would say that ISIS and Al-Qaeda are probably just sitting there and thinking, oh no, we're missing out. And thinking about what they can do in response to all that is going on here.
Yeah, they have some different goals and agendas from groups like Hamas or from Iran, but the various jihadi groups are always competing for people's attention, because when some young guy in, let's say, the United States converts to Islam and wants to go wage jihad, he has to decide which group to join. And that decision will be based quite a bit on who has the most attention. And so as you want new recruits, you want people's attention. So yeah, you can expect some attacks from ISIS here in the near future as they realize other groups are getting more attention than they are.
Beast. Hey, Lucas here.
Hi. Oh my God. Am I online? I was just like,
did you just ask if you're online?
Hi guys.
Hi.
What's up, Rebecca?
Good.
Are you? How are you feeling? Is it noisy there?
Oh, there are plenty of jets.
Lots of them.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
Nearby.
Like,
Do you hear any explosions, interceptions, or anything?
Yeah, but they're farther away. Yeah.
Are you terrified of Iran now?
Listen, it's basically, I made a whole video about analyzing what Iran is gonna do, and I said that's what's gonna happen. Like, they're gonna use all their minions, attack together, but they didn't do it smartly. Like, I have complaints. Like, I would have executed it better.
Iran, I don't know what it's going to cost, but it'll be worth it. Pay this girl.
Yeah. Hire somebody who can do it.
I just this incompetence like hurts my soul. Now that it's all over. It's not all over, right? But it's like, but that the question is, like, my biggest question in that video is if we're gonna see the Chetz Shalosh in the third Chetz in action. And maybe, yeah, have you guys seen there is like a video? I don't know if it's authentic, like, is it real or not? But for ballistic interception.
Yeah.
Like outer space interception that maybe happened.
Oh, I saw something that looked like
this is the Chetz project, which my friend. I don't know how much I'm supposed to. He was.
Don't say
it. No, I think it's okay. I mean, yeah, I don't like him that much anyway. I'm joking. I like him, but he managed the whole budget
I
the
see.
Feds project. So
I see. I see. You know what I always find funny about Israel and Israelis is how you guys deal with such serious and messed up situations with humor. And you pointed out, I often see that. It's kind of funny to see all the
what else can you
humorous
do?
responses from Israel.
Yeah, you should make a video saying incompetence hurts my soul, and then in the thumbnail put do better, Iran. Something like that.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Like they're trying to manage like people that they don't even like. Like, listen, they're trying to the Houthis, the Hamas. Do you think it's easy to tell them what to do? Iran has a really big challenge. You know, it's like Hezbollah. It's not like they're gonna do whatever they want, like whatever Iran wants. They have their own things too.
There are reportedly riots in Judea and Samaria or West Bank.
The usual.
Yeah, to try to take down security fences and try to participate in some riots and attacks against Israeli forces.
So the ideal scenario for them would have been if the Jordanians would have done the same with the eastern border, and like ideally coordinated with the Gazans, and also like have the same, because Hezbollah also has tunnels under north, have like people trying to walk serious like all just walking through the border, especially where people are like, but those are unarmed civilians just trying to walk. What's the problem for them to go back to their ancestral homeland? And there's like, are you serious? You have like a mob trying to break down fences and going through the border. This is like a very like, this is the tactic I thought they're gonna try to use. Obviously it's now the West Bank, but like I thought like ideally for them that would have been all the borders, especially Jordan. But the thing with Jordan is that they are 100% dependent on Israel. They cannot afford it for the like in any way, shape, or form, especially not before the summer. They're gonna have no water at all, and if you try to walk 100 meters in the Middle Eastern summer without water, I want to see that happening, man.
Yeah.
What if they have camel pee?
You see the response here? You see the response here to Piers Morgan's?
Oh my God, that's
I didn't expect so many people to get.
That's beautiful.
To
when did you write
here.
that though? Is this guy's mental?
That was just 2 hours ago.
This guy's
I didn't expect
wow.
so much support from Israel here, from people here. Rebecca, can you actually see, like when you look outside, can you actually see anything?
No, because like I heard so many people who died out of curiosity. I just don't want to be that kind of person. Like you'd be joking, but people will be like rockets, and people say where? You know?
Yeah.
That happens like to people, just so you know. It's not that obvious that people would run to shelter when they're told to be running to shelter. A lot of people will be like, what, where, what? And then you get hit in the face, and it's very unpleasant.
Everyone, I would like to make a quick announcement to interrupt the protest to bring you this announcement. The Islamic Republic of Iran has just sent tens of drones towards Israel.
Where this is in Toronto. This is in Toronto. These are terrorists. These are treacherous terrorist elements.
I'd be deporting everybody.
Hey.
Like you're cheering for Iran. You're cheering for Iran. You want Iran to win.
I imagine you're in Canada. You're in Canada, and you just received news that the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Islamo-fascist regime of Iran, has sent dozens or hundreds of drones toward Israel to attack Israel, and your reaction to that is, yeah, whoa.
I mean, that's their
I
dream.
don't even want to say what I really want to say at the
Wait,
moment.
what did you think would happen? They actually say that's what they want. Why wouldn't they be happy?
This is what Western countries have created, right? This is what the West has created. In the West, you have created an environment where sympathizing and openly supporting Islamic terrorism is acceptable. It's all right. It's acceptable. It's cool. It's a good thing to be in Canada, and even I don't know, some of these people are probably immigrants. Some might be even refugees. Like you are accepted into this country with completely different values from the shithole that you come from. And what you do as a result is to go out into the streets and cheer for those shitholes in a global conflict that might be fighting against the very country that you are in, the very country that accepted you. I think I need to restrain myself really here right now. But seriously, get the hell out. Get the hell out. Get the hell out and go live in Iran. You filthy scumbag cockroaches. Get the hell out. Live in Iran. Go to Gaza. Maybe, I don't know, go die in Gaza. Do something. Just don't stay here. Why are you here in Canada?
What do you mean, why? That's part of their ideology. That makes sense for them to be everywhere.
Yeah.
They need someone else to live off of. Otherwise, like, why do you have Islamic conquest? If you just leave the Muslims alone, it's not. It just leads to disappearance.
Yeah. That's that. Are you terrified, Rebecca, yet?
I mean, I don't like loud voice sounds, if that's the question, but whatever, it's okay.
Oh, well, yeah. It'll be fine. Zachary, coming in the Curious Christian, said that the Apostate Prophet spend a few hours. The Apostate Prophet spends a few hours with us. Let him be a few minutes late. Hey there, David. You had me on your show years ago to tell my testimony of becoming a Christian by way of a Muslim. David probably doesn't
Yeah, I
remember
remember that.
this. He's like, oh, who are you? I don't remember.
I do remember that. You actually came into the studio, didn't you? I'm trying to think. I think he came into the studio.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Based.
That was at ABN.
Based. Very
Trinity
nice.
Channel.
And P said, for your information, Sam Harris. No, you didn't. Sam Harris made a short video why jihad is worse than Nazism. A few minutes. Ayan gave an interview about the state and the danger of da'wah. I didn't yet look at that, but I saw that Sam Harris did his take on that, and lots of people were going crazy again, especially the poor Palestine crowd were going crazy. Well, look at this man! Look at this guy! He's saying jihad is worse than Nazis. That means he's pro-genocide. Well, sorry, it is.
Hey, hang on. That Zachary dude, if I recall correctly, because that was a long time ago, that dude, he was like an atheist, and there was a Dawa guy, and the Dawa guy was trying to convince him that Islam is true, but the dude is like examining responses to him, and then ends up becoming a Christian instead of a Muslim. That's pretty funny.
I don't believe that story.
Dawa fails. That video should be called Dawa fails.
I don't believe that story because no atheist would ever actually become converted to a religious person.
That's what I hear.
I
get that response over and over again from on my testimony video. It's like, you were never a real atheist. No real atheist ever becomes a Christian.
Oh, you guys, I want to say something. Thank you as an Israeli for taking a moment to appreciate the engineering job that went behind the Iron Dome and our defense systems, because because you guys don't because behind the scenes, right? Like, people literally were laughing at us for trying to do that. They were saying, you're trying technology that is impossible. We were laughing stock for years. I'm not joking. It was like the Americans were like, you know what, you guys are crazy, but take the money, whatever. Weirdos.
Or as Candace Owens would say, and if it's not an apartheid regime, why do they keep their own people under a giant iron dome, as I've heard?
I would expect her to say something stupid like that.
That's exactly the sort of thing she would say.
No, but seriously, the Iron Dome is a
It's a
very
crazy
amazing,
engineering feat.
very amazing system. Amazing system. But then there is also the sad side of it, which is that Israel's focus this whole time has been to establish a system to defend yourself, just defend your people against the reality that these crazy bastards will keep trying to attack you and
Can
kill
I
you.
have a Jewish answer?
Yes.
You know how we celebrate Purim?
How?
So, the holiday of Purim, what are
Yeah.
we actually celebrating? In the end of the day, the decision to allow people to riot, the Jews, did not, like, he couldn't like cancel it. But they said they did grant the Jews an option to defend themselves. And this is what Jews are celebrating. The option to defend yourself.
It's the book
When
of
you
Esther.
don't have
The book of Esther,
the
AP, read
whole
it.
world coming to because what would like normally would happen like in that situation is that for in the pogroms and like, or situation where the government would allow it to happen, is that if Jews try to defend themselves, then an army would come,
Yeah.
and that's a minority population.
Yeah.
So that what we're celebrating is that option to defend ourselves.
Yeah. That's good. That is good.
So it's very like this is very like for us it's like we are allowed to defend ourselves.
That is significant. There's also a sentiment that I see
something.
a lot from Israelis and from Jews in general, which is that this time we're not just letting it happen. This time we're not just turning over and just taking whatever they want to do. This time we are actually here defending ourselves and not going to let anything happen again. So that is good. And Israel is doing a fantastic job here. Fantastic job. And here you have these cockroaches.
This comes as a direct response to the bombing of Israel to Syria, Iraq, Palestine, Lebanon. Israel has bombed multiple countries.
Yeah, in response to your aggressions against Israel, you imbecile. Here, Goldie Hamari, whom I mentioned earlier, she said, why is it always the non-Iranians who support the terrorist Islamic regime in Iran? She is Iranian, by the way. As an Iranian Canadian, it makes me sick to my stomach to see my fellow Canadians openly supporting a terrorist Islamo-fascist dictatorship that murders innocent Iranians. This is not the Canada my parents immigrated to in order to escape persecution by the terrorist Islamo-fascist Ayatollahs. This needs to be said more and more, which is why I invited her. I got in touch with her earlier and invited her here. Unfortunately, she said she can't join us tonight, but she can join maybe tomorrow for a conversation. So
wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that sounds good. She's also a politician in Toronto, I believe, or somewhere. No, Ontario. Okay, whatever. Yes.
Progressive conservative.
Hunting sharks. Videos are circulating from Arab villages near Jerusalem of people clapping and cheering for the rockets, chanting Allahu Akbar. Truly deranged. People will never learn. People will never learn. They will celebrate even when the Iranian missiles are landing on their own faces. They will still be cheering for it.
I mean, what do you think a suicide attack is like? What's the psychology that you have when you do that? Like you're surprised that they're cheering rockets that are hitting them. Well, what is a suicide attack then? Like, what is a suicide bombing? What is it? What does it take? It takes you sacrificing your children or whatever. That's the psychology.
This entire conflict, the entire war, the entire readiness by the Gazan side to actually say we want to fight, we want to, we will end the occupation and all of that. All of this is suicide. Being in Gaza and cheering for a fight against Israel is suicide. What you are doing is, the outcome very well. I mean, deep down, they know the outcome very well. They will be killed. Your children will be killed because you will, despite being given warnings to evacuate, keep your children in the middle of a war zone to then later use them as propaganda. Your children will be killed, you will be killed, your friends and your families will be killed, but your best response to that is still, no, we will continue fighting, we will fight, Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. This is all a giant suicide mission. It is a mission to sacrifice yourself and your own people for no reason.
It's also a lot of pride. It's a lot of pride. Like a lot of them wouldn't, like, they would celebrate seeing that, like, their enemies get hurt, but then their enemies being eliminated would be the end of them.
Yeah.
And they know that. So it's the just hurting them just enough to feel that sense of pride, but not enough for it to be a complete total, like, suicide.
It's also the whole so it needs to be said, but the Palestinian identity is basically just the Palestinian identity itself relies.
The Palestinians, I'm sorry, they are being used as a tool by the whole Arab world and now the Persians to fight the Jews. They are tools. They are literally tools. They would fight to the last of them. Egypt is not opening the border because they don't care if they're all gone, but they would still fight Israel and use them to fight Israel because they're just something to go against Israel. That's it. They don't care about them as humans. They don't care about their future. They don't care about like their chance for something else. They lock them up inside of this Palestine territory, like lock them without an option to exit, even if they want to.
Yeah. I have some very interesting developments that I can't announce right now, but as we speak, I just got in touch with a very important person who might be joining us live if I can make it happen. So give me I will update further on that. Yeah, okay, it's actually the former Israeli government spokesperson Alan Levy. I'm in touch with him. I might be able to have him here for this stream if we can make it, or if not for now, then at least for some in the coming days. It'd be very, very nice to have him here.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, he was a spokesperson of the Israeli government for a while. He recently recently was dismissed from his position after a little altercation between the UK.
That's probably not really what happened though.
Yeah, but that's what they officially, I guess. Yeah. That's what was kind of stated, but I don't know. We never know what really
there are other rumors on the Israeli side. But I don't want to open it up. It's too internal, you know.
Yeah. Jordanian king says he will open his airspace to Israeli jets to defend at any time. This is a big blow, a big punch in the face to Iran, which said any country that opens their airspace will be targeted by us. Jordan just said, sorry, we are opening our airspace, and Israel is welcome to come and intercept missiles.
Yeah, then like literally, if somebody really doesn't have a choice, that's the Jordanians.
Yeah. Why are they? I know that Israel and Jordan have long-standing agreements, especially after the wars.
It was always true, by the way. It was also true always. The Jordanians were always more on the fence about the attack in Israel, even in 48 and everything. 60, they were always on the fence. The thing is that you have the Jordanians they're not real. Okay, they're not a people. They're not people. They're not a nation. They don't have a history to claim, right? Even if like the Syrians can claim the Assyrian history, and like the Lebanese can claim the Phoenician history, what happens is that the Jordanians don't really have any history to even try to claim. They're just kind of I don't have any like peoples that just happen to be there. Let's just say it like that. 80% of them are Palestinians. Well, the Palestinians, what they are is hamulas. They're hamulot. They're like families. It's families, and they're not really like a nation, right? A lot of them were falahs. Like they had like a feudalic system. They couldn't own land, and then some were on agriculture, but some were just nomadic, right? But like officially, the Bedouins are like, and then Hashemites were brought to Jordan by the Brits to control them. So the king, the Hashemite king, has nothing to do with the people that actually live there officially, right? Because the people who actually live there are not a coherent group in any way, shape, or form, except they're Arabs. But what happens is that the Jordanians, like why do they kind of cooperate with that regime that is almost foreign, even though the king married a Palestinian woman to try to be like closer to the people, right? When he did that. Queen Rania, she's a Palestinian. She's from Israel, actually. I think she even had an Israeli citizenship, and then she gave it up or something. If I remember correctly, there were also stories about her that I heard when I don't know, whatever. Like there's a lot of beef with her, like and she doesn't like us at all. But it's kind of mutual. Anyway, hold
up. Let me quickly look at this here. Let me quickly look at this. Jonathan Conricus, a former IDF spokesperson, gave a little spoke on the issue. I don't know why they stream on Twitter. Twitter is a terrible platform for streaming. This is on FDD.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Schanzer, Senior Vice President for Research at Foundation for Defense of Democracies. I'm joined by Jonathan Conricus, Senior Fellow at FDD and former IDF spokesperson. I'll give you a quick update in terms of what we're watching. This is, of course, a special broadcast of the FDD brief. We are watching something unfold right now that we've not seen before. Direct attacks by Iran against Israel, at least 200 different missiles, rockets, drones reportedly entering into Israeli airspace. We've seen Americans shooting down some of these projectiles. We've seen Jordanians shooting down some of these projectiles. The Iranians say that they are doing this for the attack against the senior
Oh, that's an important detail. So I pointed it out earlier that that Iran's attack is basically pushing Jordan further into this American Israeli alliance. But basically, the main defense of Israel's territory here came from America, Israel, and Jordan. Not just Israel and America. America, Israel, and Jordan. This should probably make some of these anti-Israel idiots who have been saying, "Oh, the end of Israel is near." This should give them a little bit of pain, just to see that Jordan here in this case is united with Israel and America in intercepting and stopping these attacks by Iran. Which is why, by the way, you have reactions like this idiot here, Syrian girl, who is one of my favorite idiots. She said the Jordanian king says he will open his airspace to Israeli jets. Jordan's kingdom is over. The people are preparing the guillotines. What a fantasy world, man. What a fantasy world. So stupid.
IRGC commander that was killed allegedly by the Israelis last week. I think we know it wasn't allegedly. They're saying that right now they can do this pursuant to international law. And they're saying that once this is done, and they've said this to the UN, they're saying that they will consider this matter closed. What the Israelis think is another matter entirely. I believe that the Israelis are preparing a large counter strike. This is the first time we've seen anything like this from the Iranians in decades of different attacks against Israel over the years. For those who've been watching, the Iranians have been sponsoring Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria, and they have been attacking Israel over and over again. Israel has responded to them, but never to the regime itself in Iran. There have been attacks, of course, in the gray zone, in cyberspace, things that have been unattributed to the Israelis. I think this one may be different. From what we understand,
Rebecca, how do you feel about Israel possibly doing a very serious strike against Iran and that leading to war? What do you think?
Thus far, every time Israel did something like that, it just had the opposite effect, to be honest. Not war. I mean, Israel attacked both the nuclear facilities in Iraq and in Syria. By the way, in an area that later fell into ISIS hands. And the Syrians, it went really under the radar. The Israelis only noticed that they are very, very close to having nuclear weapons, really last moment.
It's funny.
And in both cases, Israel did that without the U.S. knowing and with the U.S. objecting. And in both cases, it ended up being the absolutely like the best thing that you could have done.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Iran, if they're smart at all, this should probably be. They will probably stop after this and not do anything else. It'll be extremely stupid to continue escalating. By the way, Israeli rocket alerts just announced.
Hey, hang on. Hey,
what?
AP.
What?
Israel is going to retaliate.
Yes.
So how can Iran just do nothing? You know what I mean?
I mean, they can.
Right now they can do nothing. Israel's going to retaliate. How does Iran then do nothing without looking like total punks? It's like they have to keep going now. You shouldn't have launched the strike, because you know what the strike leads to. You do that, and then you say, okay, we're done now, and then they're gonna respond, but then you have to respond to that. Now you're in a cycle. Now you're in a cycle where you can't hope to win, and the longer you stay in that cycle, you already got Jordan siding with Israel. It wouldn't take much for Saudi Arabia to side with Israel against Iran.
Saudi Arabia has been collaborating with us for so many
That's what I
years.
mean. Like officially, like, nope, it's we've got our big alliance here, and we're all going to attack Israel.
So apparently,
all going to attack Iran.
one of the rockets fired by Iran is landing at the border to Lebanon and almost landing in Lebanese territory. This is so stupid. This is what you're dealing with. This is Iran. This is the power that wants to teach Israel a lesson, and has so far hit Jordanian civilians. Almost killed a Bedouin child inside Israel, and is firing into Lebanon, into Hezbollah-held territory. This is what we're dealing with. This is the incompetent, the stupid, the ridiculous, dumb
Listen,
Iran that you're dealing with.
Yom Kippur War is still celebrated in Egypt as a big victory war. The Yom Kippur War.
Yeah. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's what the king says. It's true. That's what's true.
Yes.
Adi Wasserman said.
Yeah. Adi Wasserman said, YouTube is censoring anything clever I can say about this. Don't say anything clever right now. It's not the time to say anything clever. Say something stupid. Adi Wasserman said, I fear it would take Mr. Posset becoming IDF chief of staff to make sure Iran never did this in the first place. Most likely, yes. I will talk to her about this. Chris Scott said, what do you think of the possibility of Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi rising up in this? I was shocked to see him show up in Israel a couple of years ago. I don't want to say much about it. I mean, I honestly think that that much talk about the Crown Prince is just hopeful activism, that those guys will not actually get back. But I don't know. Different people disagree on that issue.
The thing that you have to install like a new management system pretty quickly if you want to really replace a regime in a country. And bringing someone like that is something that is more easy to do than starting from scratch. And by the way, like
he also said, by the way, that he doesn't want a monarchy. He wants to bring
no,
democracy. Yeah.
they want to bring. This is what there was the original plan too. By the way, they were heading towards democracy, and just got stopped on the way there. In countries, you cannot just install democracy right away. Democracy is not simple. Democracy is a very, very complicated system of management, and like it just doesn't work that way. You have to prepare it first. Like you have to bring the population to a certain level of education. Otherwise, you'd get people who would vote for things like give me everything now. You have people who are be able to understand long-term effects of decision making before they can vote for anything.
Well, I would say we can clearly see that democracy is very easy. Just look at Gaza. You give them democracy, they just quickly elected Hamas. See, Jesse Gabaza says that what's hadith that talks backbone and ribs? That's actually a Quran verse. It's actually a Quran verse.
Makes me hungry. I don't know why.
Because of ribs. That's actually a Quran verse that talks about the fluid comes from between the backbones and the ribs. Don't know which Quran verse that is. Would have to look for it. David, which Quran? Oh, it's chapter 86,
Surah
verse
86.
7.
That's Surah 86, yeah.
Surah 86, verse 7 is the one that says that that semen comes from between the backbones and ribs, which is totally true, of course. Ground Ritter said, I got into looking at Dawa after they showed up on PBD podcast. Jake and Shocked Pikachu say Islam is better for being unchanging. Is it true? Is Islam change different from Christianity change, from Christian change? I pointed this out before in a video that I made, which is called Why I Don't Criticize Other Religions Besides Islam. But when there was a reformation in Christianity, the effort was to bring Christianity back to its origins, to its pure forms, and it did result in an improvement of Christianity. If you made an attempt to reform Islam and bring it back to its pure form, it would result in creating something like ISIS. So
yeah,
David, what do you think?
what I mean, just what in the world is this talking? Islam doesn't change. What the heck are you talking about? I mean, you have entire branches of Islam that were once in charge that are now completely destroyed, and then like a different group comes along, and then they become the most powerful, and then I mean, Shias took over Mecca and kidnapped the Black Stone and so on, and eventually gave it back and broken in pieces and so on. So I don't even know what you're talking about. Like you got a couple of like modern Salafis and like the same kinds of guys who would say, yep, there's only been one Quran ever. Like the same guys, see, Islam has never changed. What the heck are you talking about? It's like delusional fantasy land.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
You know what doesn't change?
War.
Things that don't exist.
That sounds very problematic. No, actually, war doesn't change.
Understand right now, the Iron Dome, David Sling, and Arrow missile defense systems seem to be performing exceedingly well right now. I have seen one possible report of a 10-year-old Bedouin child being hit by shrapnel. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. Perhaps Jonathan will be able to do that for us. I think right now the Israelis have to be pleased with what they're seeing out of their missile defense systems. Jonathan, would you say that that's the case? And just curious if you're picking up on other atmospherics right now out of the Kiryat.
Yeah, so good evening to everybody watching in the States and a very late night in Israel. And it's going to be a long night and then a long day tomorrow. Watershed moment.
Why is this guy no longer the spokesperson of the IDF? I loved his speeches.
He's got a strong jaw there.
Yeah.
Has a strong warrior jaw.
He's such a Chad. D said, I saw something that said Hamas admitted to fudging their casualty numbers. Is this true? What is actually... So the Gaza Health Ministry announced that for all the casualties that they reported, for all the fatalities that they reported, up to 12,000 are for 12,000 of them, they don't have proper information on the details. So lots of people then said, oh, so they're not sure if those people are actually dead. That's not entirely true. They still maintain that those people are dead, but they don't have any further information on those people who are dead. So what their names are, or what their ages are, or something like that. So any information that is lacking is considered unverifiable or lacking information. And the Gaza Health Ministry, which is basically Hamas, they're admitted that for lots of the people that they reported killed, they don't actually know enough of them. So that could bring one question to mind, which is when people go around saying, oh, so many civilians have been killed. How do we know this? Hamas themselves are saying that for the 30,000 deaths that they claim at the moment, for 12,000 of them, they don't have proper information. Who are you to come out and say so many civilians have been killed? That is a problem. Max David Yemolev said, hello, Mr. Wood and AP. A birdie named Mossad asks, where are your typical kippas? Mossad is not happy. Shekels will stop flow. Kudos from Israel. We are fine. Unlike Russia, our AA works. Unfortunately, I left it somewhere else. I will put it on the next live stream to not lose our funding from Mossad. Oh, David has it right there. See, we can at least get
I keep mine handy, man. I'm not like, oh, when am I going to find it? I don't know when the emergency is going to come, but I'm totally ready. Like drop of a dime. What?
I'm ready. Yeah.
And between Netanyahu and Biden.
I'm not sure why I turned this on. I don't know if there's actually anything of substance that we need to hear aside from what we have already heard.
Most importantly, dare I say, American leadership and a clear plan from the US, led by the US and well coordinated together with Israel, that doesn't antagonize and estrange, but really brings into the fold and welcomes additional countries in a Middle Eastern alliance against Iran and its malign influence.
Yeah, as you're talking, I'm watching these updates come across my screen. I see a number that I hope is a typo. I see 720 different attacks. I can't believe that's right. I'm thinking it's probably 270. And even that sounds insanely high for an attack in one night from a country, as you say, 1,000 miles away. I do think that the narrative may be changing. I do think that the Arab world is probably looking at things differently. I certainly think that I'm in Europe tonight, and I've been talking with European officials.
What I saw earlier is that there have been a total of over 700 rocket alerts in Israel today. Not sure over what.
Even on the screen
includes.
even on the screen from Israel Ally right there, it says 500. So there's numbers are kind of all over the place as far as what people are saying.
Yeah, but it's also it's mixed. It's from Iran, from Hezbollah, from the Houthis, from I think from Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. But yeah.
Officials, and
it says it there from Lebanon, Yemen, so on.
Yeah.
After all of the frustration that they've been feeling about Gaza and how they don't like the pictures that have been coming out of Gaza, this also feels like a change in the narrative for everyone else who's been focused on their frustration there. This is a wider war. I believe that this has now been made clear to many actors, those that are inclined to side with the West, to side with Israel. I think it's hard to ignore what's going on here right now. That's my sense, but I suppose we'll find that out in the hours, perhaps days, or even weeks to come. I hope this doesn't last that long, but I think we need to buckle up for what could be a wild ride. We've not done this before, folks. This is a new thing here in the Middle East. Of course, the Iranians have been attacking Israel for many years, for decades, in fact, by way of proxy. This kind of direct attack is something new, and it does, I think, change the game. How much it changes the game, we'll find out soon. But in the meantime, Jonathan Conricus, I want to thank you for joining us on this special FDD live briefing, and we'll do it again sometime soon. Stay safe.
Thank you. Shalom.
This is, I think, the first time that an actual another country directly, a supposedly sovereign country, directly fired at Israel since Saddam, I believe. So it's been decades. This is the first time in a long, long time. And it sounds much more serious than it actually was because it was a pathetically weak attack.
Listen, a lot of people died out of side effects from that attack, which was weird.
Yeah.
I know it hit a mall in Haifa. One of the there is a scud that is still hanging there. Last time I saw, just like the one that hit from Iraq. And
Yeah.
there was a weird effect, which I don't remember exactly what happened, but people died as an after effect from that hit, like from
That's what
like
happens.
not directly. It's weird.
Two senior US officials say the preliminary assessment is that the damage to Israel was relatively limited given the scale of the attack. The Times verified the authenticity of several photos and videos showing debris, likely from a missile, in a residential area of Amman, the Jordanian capital. This is so stupid. Yeah, debris from a missile fired from Iran is right here in Amman, in the capital of Jordan. What a fantastic attack, Iran. Great job. Great job. Wow, this is how you will end the Zionist entity. This is the great promise of punishing and ending the Zionist entity that we have heard from Iran, from the Islamic regime of Iran for decades now. What a joke, man. What
You
a
guys,
absolute
if you
joke.
had any idea how it feels like behind this stage, then
Does it feel
you
good?
wouldn't be. It feels very different from how you guys see it.
Wait, how is this? I think this girl is in. Where is she? In somewhere on the western coast. How is she seeing this? So this is outside my window.
Oh my God, Faye.
That's interceptions. Yeah, but it looks like there are no further reports aside from Israel just announcing more rockets and other things approaching here and there and being intercepted. Iran has made a pathetic attempt. Some people actually did say that that this might have just been Iran's attempt to save face or to make a statement, and that Iran may have intended not to cause much damage, but they just wanted to look like it's a lot like they are making a strong move, but they also don't want to really escalate because they know they would be in trouble. This is one speculation, but in any case, it was just an incredibly stupid
It's
decision.
also a way to gather intelligence. To be
That's
honest.
true. That's true.
That's how you can see like the weak points by this attack. It might seem like, okay, is that they can gather a lot of information about those defense systems from those attacks, even if they're all intercepted. So they're like playing it safe like, I don't necessarily think like, but like on long term, like, okay, maybe they could have also gather information from that. But like they did that and ran to de-escalate, right? Right away they ran to the UN. So I think this part of it can be that they had an estimate, like an intelligence estimate, that they would able to launch something like that Israel would probably be able to intercept just enough, gather intelligence, and also like due to the way the world has been behaving, also be in a state where they can demand Israel not to respond, and then the world would support them, and then they would have this intelligence gathering, and then no real retaliation or response, and then be ready to try something in a different time where they feel like they gathered enough data to launch it in a way that would really do have a more
Well,
impact.
one thing is for sure that they can now see that they can definitely hit the desert here in Negev. So, see. So maybe they're thinking, "Oh, you see, we have footage where we successfully hit the sand in the Negev desert. This is where we should conduct our next strike." Man, so stupid. How do you feel about this? Does it make you sad, Rebecca, to see this, to see them hitting the sand here?
I'll tell you
That's the only
what
thing.
I'm
That's the only
thinking
thing
when I
Iran will
see
conquer
it.
is sand.
is that there are a lot of unregistered like Bedouins that live by just moving around, and they happen to live in those places with that they don't even get alerts because they just move around, and then it's like unofficial settlements, and they get hurt from those.
Mm-hmm. That is very, very dumb. Very stupid. Obey said, hey, this is David. Obey said, sad part is Iran's incompetence will only fuel anti-Israel rhetoric. It will make Iran look weak and oppressed. Yeah, inshallah. MP, Russia, Iran, Hamas, North Korea working together. Plus Trump said not to support NATO and war in Ukraine. Coincidence when it comes to timing. What's next? I don't know. Trump actually earlier made a post on that platform which only 80-year-old people use, which is his platform called Truth Social. There he said Israel is under attack. This would have never happened if I was president, or something like that. The usual thing. He's I don't know. He's trying to say when he comes back, he will make sure that nobody can attack Israel anymore. So, yeah. Taurun Touch, good job as Freud, AP. If therapy and medieval Middle East, then no death cults. Anyway, your least favorite thin about Mojab, and who worse, Mojab or Ragan? My least favorite thing about Mojab is that that he doesn't take his shirt off more often. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. Ari Osaman, Alan needs a hug right now. He probably does. Sid Dave, Russia, Iran, North Korea, China are new axis of evil, a reunification of the genocidal Mongol Empire taking on the West. Indeed. Ari, the sand and the cargot got punished, boy. Cars in depth, Iron Dome in Hebrew is Kippat Habazel. What? Iron Kippa? Really?
Kippat Balzel.
Is that how it,
Kippa is a dome, yeah.
oh,
So the kippah that you wear, it's a dome shape.
It's shaped like a dome, maybe.
Oh, really? That's what that stands for? That's funny. Kippa Habazel. Oh, that's funny. London Low said, when will we hear?
That'd be a cool name. That'd be a cool name for a channel or something. Iron Kippa.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool name for like a YouTube channel.
Why is there no Jewish person who creates a channel named Iron Kippa? And
yeah, if I were Jewish, I would have that. That would be my channel's name, like 5 seconds.
I just want to convert to Judaism right now just to do that, just to create a channel named Iron Kippa. Harry Perkins said, Allah-guided missiles, AGU, are not effective. This is very offensive and Islamophobic and very disrespectful to Allah. I would consider deleting this.
Just imagine Allah tunes in.
Yeah.
Starts watching this show and hear how we're talking about him. Imagine how he would feel making fun of his rockets.
Would feel. Yeah. How Allah would feel if he just tuned in and heard this. He would be this in something. Yeah. Apostate Aladdin should come here and issue a warning, a trigger warning for Allah. Lord Stannis waiting for Syrian girl Hakikachu, etc. to claim the IDF hacked some of the drones and diverted them to Palestinian areas to do genocide. These people can say all kinds of insane, ridiculous, dumb things. I expect anything at this point.
I mean, there was a GPS messing, like there was like they played around with the GPS system, so maybe. I mean, I'm not trying to support the opposition. I'm just saying, if they want, is like, here's another piece of information that you can use for your dumb shit.
Just add to the conspiracy theories.
I tell you, like, to me, incompetence bothers me. If you lie, lie with like greatness, you know, like do it good.
Yeah.
Don't make it that easy for us, you know. Make it challenging. Make it like a little bit where I'm like have to stop and think, you know.
Yeah, if you're going to,
it's like a challenge me.
If you're going to do a job, do a good job. If you're going to lie, make a good lie. If you're going to murder people, murder properly. If you're Lord Status.
No, actually, at that part they excel. They don't need to do better. Just to suck at that part. It's where they are way better than us. Like way better. Like cannot compare.
That's true. That's true. Revko said the prophet said there will come a time when a grain of sand said Muslim. There's a Jew somewhere in the desert. Drone him. Alvi Genuth said AP, peace be upon him, is based. Yeah, I try to be based. John, is that why other Islamic countries will not attack Israel? Because they don't want to damage the Dome on the Rock and Al-Aqsa. It's also because they probably are aware that they will be doing a very terrible job if they actually tried something.
They don't want
But
They know they'll be humiliated.
pretend than everyone else. I don't know why Iran is trying to act tough here. Jack says, what if the dome gets hit? We're going to lose his cheese.
nothing. They're gonna blame the Jews and party.
That's true.
I really believe like they'd see it as a blessing. They'd be like, the Jews, they could have protected it and they didn't. They did it on purpose. Look how their system defended all their people, but they didn't want to defend our kippah. So
You know, you're right about one thing, which is even if you had a live broadcast which filmed a missile from its launching point until it impacts and hits the dome of the rock, it would be, the people would say, this is Israel did this on purpose. Israel let this happen. This is all the fault of the Zionists. Therefore, we have to destroy Israel.
Yep.
That would be the result of it.
Mhm.
That is true. Tarun Taj said, David Witz rationally argues against Islam. Lives with AP outright makes fun of Islam. Why? Anyway, bring in Sham Sharma and Hanani Naftali. That's because David is only
I
here.
make fun of Islam in videos too, and I rationally argue against Islam during lives. So I do it all. I'm the same.
I never heard you make fun of Islam in videos. Ordro says Israel defends Al-Aqsa. Islamic Republic fires rockets at it. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that's because Iran is trying to bring the Mahdi, but they're not going to get the Mahdi. Ari Wasaban said Bibi is stronger than Alan, except for Dershowitz. Most wimps are named Alan. Sankey, I heard AP is still a silly atheist because he's afraid of being in a pool with David Wood holding him underwater to be baptized. Please reassure him it'll be MW instead.
Oh yeah, I got a picture in the bio when he's like under. It looks like I'm drowning him. I usually don't even post that one. Post the one where he's like standing up. He's got his arms in the air. Yeah.
Did you drown him?
No, but I mean, I don't know. But if I was, when I'm baptizing someone, and I don't want like any like a foot being up above the water or anything like that. So I like push them down like 4 feet or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. And yes, White Lily said my 10-year-old daughter said Rebecca is beautiful. Oh look, you have a
Aw.
fan here. Yeah.
Hello.
Jack said evil must be mocked. I agree, depending on how you define evil. Stefan Milojevich said died of curiosity, Rebecca. Yes.
Yeah, it happens to soldiers.
I don't want to laugh.
No, because it's messed up. That also, I mean, that's a story in like Vietnam War and stuff like that. You look up out of the you hear something, you look up out of the hole and you get shot down by a sniper.
Curiosity kills you. It's true.
Yeah. Dor Daniel said they escape Sharia law to support Sharia law. That's what they do. That's what they always do.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
Aisha's goat said Muslims equals Islamic State. Now this is very Islamophobic. Delete this comment now. Thank you. Frank B. Toronto is the ass crack of Canada. That's very Canadophobic. Please delete this now. Philip Daniel said the PLO was funded by Nazi banker Francois Gnoud. Was it really? I don't know.
I mean, no, the whole Islamist left alliance started in the 70s. It's been there for a long time. They have decided that they are fighting for the same goals. They had a meeting with Yasser Arafat, the Chancellor of Germany, I think Chancellor of Austria, which was a Jew, but he hated Jews. he said that he denounces Judaism, and he would like say things about Jews, about how they a lot of. But yeah, so they wanted to clean up the names of Germany and Austria, so they've decided to cooperate with Yasser Arafat to do that by declaring that the goals of the left are the same goals that the of the Palestinian people, and that way you can win by demonizing the Jews and then reclaiming the glory of those
Yeah.
countries. It's like it's awful, but it's true.
It is. If you say so, it must be true.
I mean, there are photos and everything. It's documented.
اینه.
Yeah.
I
Hey, look
think-
at this. Look at
I
this.
think it was Yasser Arafat. How old is this dude?
Look at this. This dummy. You have Americans saying, "I stand with Iran," and here is the supreme leader of Iran. Look at it.
این مسئله آمریکا و ایران اینه که شما میگید مرگ در آمریکا، این یه شعار نیست صرفاً، این یک خط مشیه. علتش هم همین است که گفتم آمریکایی ها سالهای متمادی از سالهای میانی دهه 20 به آخر دهه 50 30 سال در ایران هر کار توانستن علیه ملت ایران کردن.
This is such nonsense, by the way. America was pretty much supportive of Iran, did meddle in elections, to be honest, and did cause
Iran did
regime
what
change.
America did what they tried to do. They've been trying to do in Israel for at least from was it V15 was 100% like Obama funded.
Uh-huh.
It's like where they put like a government that is more comfortable for them to control. It really backfired in Iran.
Yeah. Hey, no conspiracy theories against Obama here. We are big Obama fans.
No,
on this
it's
channel.
what? Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
On this channel, we are very huge Obama fans. So,
but
no
like what
disrespect
happened
against
in
Obama.
Iran, it's like it's open source. Everything is you can read about it. It's not.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you, Rebecca. Saiki said, I heard APs. I already read this, man. What's wrong with you? XOXOXO. I'm an American Palestinian ex-Muslim. I condemn Hamas and violence for the sake of Allah, and I want peace and coexistence. It has been a rough 6 months. I agree with you entirely, and I support you. Zayn gifted 5 memberships to expand the cult. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
هر جور توانستن ضربه زدن، از لحاظ مالی، از لحاظ اقتصادی، از لحاظ سیاسی، از لحاظ علمی، از لحاظ اخلاقی. اگر حمایت آمریکا نبود، اگر پشتیبانی‌های رژیم صهیونیستی،
If it weren't for America, the Zionist regime would have been destroyed in the first week. This is also one of the bad things that America did, according to the supreme leader here. He says, Israel exists today because of America. That's why America must be destroyed. Death to America. How could they do something so evil and help Israel exist? This is
America didn't help the Zionist regime when Israel was founded. They didn't do it until the 67 and especially in the 70s, because at 70, Syria tried to invade Jordan and annex it, and Israel also helped maintain Jordanian independence from Syria. And this is also something that brought the Americans and the Israeli cooperation, by the way.
Yeah. America did one thing, which is America was the first to recognize, the first global power to recognize Israel when Israel declared independence in 1948. However, America did maintain an arms embargo against Israel and the Arab sides during the war of 1948. They did apparently behind the scenes encourage the UK and others to help Israel by any means possible, but officially they maintained.
Didn't.
officially they
UK
maintained
didn't.
an arms embargo. Officially, they maintained an arms embargo and said we will not
The
become part of this
USSR
conflict.
gave Israel the arms to
Yeah,
fight,
yeah,
not
yeah.
the West.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
UK when the Brits when they left with the mandate, they took everything with them, all the gear.
yeah. Alhamdulillah.
در
So somebody asked, "What's the symbol on that flag?" The symbol is actually a very weird way of putting the name of Allah on a flag, but this is actually this just says Allah here in a very weird
Yeah.
way.
Allah's like writing my name all weird. I'll show you.
That's why Allah
guys
is
are
not
gonna
helping
lose.
Iran. That's why Allah is not helping. That's why Allah is punishing Iran, because Iran put Allah's name in such a weird way on this flag. That's why.
Hey, can you imagine when these guys when these Iranian dudes inevitably get crushed and they have to figure out why? They're going to be like, because our women refuse to wear hijabs now. This is why we're losing. See? We have to punish them.
Yes.
It's not because
yes.
we're morons. It's not because we're morons.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense, man. Jeremy Mott said, "Remember, Iranian government is not the same as Iranian people." That is true.
Oh, we know that. We know there are tons of Iranian people that the Iranian government is going after. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a distinction there.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy here is an open enemy of America and Israel, and their primary thing, which they have been maintaining since their state was created, since their Islamic regime was created, is death to America and death to Israel. He himself has promised that soon both Israel and America will be destroyed. But then, yes, of course, you have these idiots, these imbeciles like Jax Dinkle come out and have an American flag on their profile and stand with Iran.
Can you
This
please
is-
explain to me like what's the psychology behind those people? Like what's
You
their
mean
thing?
You mean these
This
traitors? of Iran?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it like that. The Christ is king people kind of like mentality.
Do you mean the ones that have been recently engaged in this whole thing, like trying to
Not like
politicize?
I mean, I guess some people just say it Christ is king because they thought it's cool and they
Yeah,
just joined the
so-
trend.
so-
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So here's what happened. Now, Christ is king has always been a regular.
No, I'm not talking about that. That doesn't matter. I'm just using that phrase to try
I know,
to
I know,
pinpoint to the
I know.
certain people.
But you know how that happened, right? You know how it was a regular phrase, and then these
Yeah,
anti-Semitic
I
people
don't know.
picked it up.
Christ is king. That doesn't bother me. I'm asking about the psychology of what.
Yeah,
like,
he's
those
breaking it
people
down.
Like,
Okay. I'm trying to
He's
summarize
going
the
to
issue.
break it down for you.
no, but it has nothing to
Yeah,
do
if
with
you could
Christ. is
listen
king.
to it. Yeah.
I know.
Then why did you bring it into it?
No, because like they have this psychology
Hey,
where they
AP.
What?
Can you explain the whole crisis king thing?
No. This is not what I'm asking.
No. I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the phrase. I'm not talking anything about the phrase. Can you explain the Christ is king thing with me, but not bring up Christ is king or explain it in any way? AP, can you do that?
Actually, she didn't ask about the Christ as king thing. She actually, to be fair, she did say she did ask about the people who have been doing that
we know.
whole thing.
Yeah, but you were about to explain that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
was about to explain it, but then she keeps stopping me and saying,
I'm
not
sorry.
actually
I'm sorry. Okay, talk. It just. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Good. I accept this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the explanation.
Yeah. So you say, Rebecca. So you've got some neo-Nazis. So you're right. Any Christian at any point would have said Christ is king or something like that. But some neo-Nazis who actually want a white nationalist Christian state made up of only white Christians and so on, started this as their rallying cry. It's similar to the phrase Black Lives Matter, in that, I mean, if you say Black Lives Matter, you're gonna say, of course, Black Lives Matter. Of course. Well, yeah, I agree with that thing. But a group of Marxists took that as their slogan, so that when you criticize the group, they say, "Oh, you're against Black Lives Mattering." No, I'm against your insane ideas. So now you have neo-Nazis doing the same with Christ as king, And then when you object to them, they say, "What? We're just proclaiming Christ is king. What's going on here?" And then you have tons of Christians who don't know what's going on. They just hear there's an uproar over the phrase Christ is king. Like, what? You can't tell us not to say Christ is king. Christ is king. They don't realize what's kind of going on, that it's neo-Nazis using this as like a shield. So, hey, we're going out. We're just proclaiming Christ is king.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
here,
I
here,
get.
I just
That's
want to
something
I just want to address this super chat here by God Loves You. It says, "Down with Islam and down with is not real. Israel bombs and shoots up churches, not Palestine." I'm sorry, but you are incredibly uninformed if this is really what you think. There's only one entity, only one single entity in the Middle East that actually protects Christians and actually protects Christianity, and that is Israel. Yes, you even have a state that is supposedly majority Christian, or until recently was, which is Lebanon. But Lebanon has no power to rule itself and to protect itself, because it is being overrun and overruled by Iran and by Shia forces, by Hezbollah. Israel is the only entity, the only power, the only force in the Middle East that actually does something for the protection and the survival of Christians and Christianity in the Middle East. Unfortunately, while most Christians see that and are aware of that, some people, like this person, which comes in very handy because this is what we're talking about right now, falls into the propaganda of believing that Israel is actually destroying churches and bombing things in Palestine and all that. This is not what's happening. That's not what is happening. If you want to see how Christians are actually treated by Israel, look at Christians in Israel. Ask Christians in Israel. We just talked about it yesterday. 84% of Christians in Israel say they are satisfied with life. Go to any Muslim country and you will never find those numbers. Go to any Muslim country and you will see that Christians are suffering. The Muslim countries in the world are the ones where Christians are mistreated, treated like dirt, treated like second-class citizens. In Israel, they are being protected, because Israel is also the nation that protects other minorities that were facing destruction and extinction, including the Samaritans, the Druze, and other groups, where the Baha'i found peace, where different people found peace, where even Muslims found peace. In Israel, Muslims live better than in any Muslim country. So stop with this nonsense. This whole propaganda that you are regurgitating, taken from Palestinian terrorist organizations and groups, is just sickening. And I don't know, it makes me mad every single time. But this is basically what it is, Rebecca. You have some people trying to hijack these public talking points and trying to rile people against Israel and against Jews. The whole Christ is King discussion, for example, it started because of Candace Owens. Candace Owens tried to claim that she was called anti-Semitic for saying Christ is king, but nobody ever actually called her anti-Semitic for that. But she tried to twist things in such a way that she tried to appeal to Christians and turn them anti-Zionist or anti-Israel or anti-Semitic. So there are some of these elements that try to rile up people of different backgrounds, including Christians, for example, that try to rile up Christians against Jews or Christians against Israel. But these are minority figures that unfortunately right now, because of the war, are having some impact and having some recognition, but that's all they are. They are clowns, they're weaklings, they're trolls.
That part I can understand. I just don't understand, like, what kind of, like, why is there white supremacists then? Why do they support, like,
well, they're retarded.
Iran?
What else do you think? They're retarded.
Like, why would they support, even, you know what, Putin was attacking other Christians and cooperating with the Muslims to do that?
That's true.
Like, why would you do that? Like, what's the logic here? I understand, like okay, Christ is king, like Christians are the best. Okay, but be consistent, like then have Christians at the top of your mind. Why?
It's because they don't really care about Christians. They just care about politics and their own goals. But here, Rebecca Farfour said, Rebecca, where's my homework? I know you have it.
I never have homework.
No, Farfour said the Jews stole his homework. Well, no. You bombed his house and ruined his homework.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever watch us showing that?
Do you know what we're talking about? The Farfour video where he learns to defend himself when he doesn't show up to school with his homework. He can blame the Jews for blowing up his house and saying he didn't have his homework.
I'm going to show it to you in case you haven't seen it. You must have seen it. How can you not have seen it? Let's see. Where was that? Oh yeah, here. Let's see. Let's bring this up here.
خطأتك في الامتحان يا غفور. ايوه راسك مسحوبه. ايش هالشيء؟ من عندي يا الله هادم لانه اليهود هدموا دارنا وهدموا دار اليهود رحت دارنا ما لقيت اليهود ولا دكاتره. باذن الله تعالى سنعمل.
This is the reference. This is from the Hamas Al-Aqsa TV, and this poor mouse Farfour couldn't do his homework because the Jews bombed his home, and then he couldn't do his homework. That's why he was caught cheating in class. So there you go, Rebecca. Now you know the truth.
I see.
Now you know what you did to poor Farfour.
Yeah,
Poor
why are you doing this?
Farfour.
Why are you doing this, Rebecca?
Listen, I understand the child. You know how severely they get punished there in their schools? Like they get beaten to death if they do anything out of line. I understand them. Like I would blame people too if I would be like, if this punishment would have been so severe for not making homework when I forget it.
Okay, you're bringing up a very important and very dark point here, which is that in Arab culture, including in the Palestinian territories, children are punished severely for messing up. If in school you are doing you're not doing your homework or you're messing things up, you get punished severely, and you might get beaten by teachers and or given certain punishments like having so many hits on your hands, on your bare hands.
And you know what they do? They like hitting you really hard where it hurts and doesn't show.
Yeah,
like those two combos.
Yeah. And then imagine they do that, and I know lots of people who are not familiar with the culture might be surprised by this, but this is actually very common in Muslim cultures and in Arab cultures, punishing the kids so severely for stuff like that. But on top of that, you have here Hamas TV teaching children basically that if they don't do their homework, they can just blame it on the Jews. So, to get away with it.
Hold on. In defense of the child beating thing, they also beat their wives like that too. So.
Oh yeah.
And then the wives beat their children
it's fair.
like that.
So it's fair.
Okay.
It's not just the kids. That's how you treat your wife when she gets out of line too.
That's true. Yes, that's true. So yeah, I'm sorry for being unfair to them. They also beat their wives.
And of course, if your wife is a child, then she gets beat for being a child and for being your wife too. So they get. Matter of fact, you see that in the Muslim sources. It wasn't just Muhammad who beat Aisha. It was like Abu Bakr. Like everyone's just always beating the crap out of Aisha for one reason or another.
Thank you, David.
Didn't she lead an army at some point or something?
Yeah, later on. Yeah,
she
led
did
an army
after Mama's
against.
death.
Yeah, she led
After all that beating, she was already ready for it.
Yeah, she was tough, and then she led an army of Muslims against another army of Muslims.
That's very admirable, and also she let the goat eat the worst parts, so she somehow saved them in a weird way. But
yeah. Muhammad beat her into becoming a smart leader. That's true. Uncle Ron, what would happen if an Iranian missile accidentally destroyed the Dome of the Rock? Would that free up the area for rebuilding the temple? That's actually a good point. Maybe Israel should just let it happen so they can have an excuse to build the temple. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of funny. Oh, since you guys took it out, we got to rebuild something. What should we rebuild here? The dome? Let's build something different this time. I know. How about a temple?
How about we start with getting the Jordanian Waqf out of there?
Yeah. Beast mode. Do you think Iran will follow up the drone attack with a ballistic strike? They officially declared that they did fire ballistic missiles together with the drones, although there is a little bit of confusion because ballistic missiles shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to arrive from Iran to Israel. And for 10, 20 minutes, nothing happened. And there were no signs of ballistic missiles. Israel then said that they have intercepted missiles. But I don't really know. But given the situation, it looks like something doesn't really add up. Maybe Iran only fired a few missiles because they didn't know how to properly do it, or because they don't have the means, because they're poor. I don't know what exactly happened, but they already did their best. This is the best Iran can do.
I mean, that was like the missiles go outer space, then you wouldn't really see it, I guess.
I guess so. Let's see. Yes. I wonder why Iranians even believe in Islam when the Quran says that Alexander was a Muslim and Alexander actually conquered Iran. Their own history just proves Islam. Such a joke. Well, everyone was a Muslim, if you're going to ask Muhammad and the Quran. So, to be fair, yeah, that's the issue. Matan Shapira, thank you so much for covering the politics of this ritual. My friend and I were watching Channel 12 during the crisis, unsure of ramifications. I wish you all the best, and thank you for being here, and stay safe and all that. I'll try my best. We'll probably a little bit more tomorrow. I don't know if you want to talk about the terrorist attack or that attack in Sydney, David. You messaged me earlier about that as well, but I don't know if there are any updates on who that guy actually was and what the motives were and all that. I'm not sure what's going on. Yes.
No, we told IP we're going to go through his new video.
Oh yeah, we're going to do that. It's good. That's
well,
good.
I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm going to watch it tonight and see if it's lame. But I mean, IP usually makes pretty good videos. So
yeah, I shared it on my community tab, although it's a very pro-Christian video because I'm, of course, a secret Christian, as everyone knows. Yeah. Michelle Muffat said, Hey, Rebecca. Hope you guys are okay. Your videos are fab and saw your Iran video a couple days ago, praying for you guys in Israel. You see, Rebecca.
Thank you. Actually, I like her comments. They're good.
Nice.
I always read them in my channel. So.
That's nice. That's good. That's good. You're making some good videos and you're getting some good views and putting out. Oh yeah, I didn't give a shout out here because I'm a very rude host usually. So, but you can find Rebecca on here on YouTube as well, and I have been sharing her stuff on my community tab for quite a while now. And wow, you're almost at 5,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. So check it out. Check it out here, Rebecca Barsef. You can find it right here. Go and subscribe to see and hear more from Rebecca. She's good. Yeah. Almost 5,000. We're doing this. Latina Valentina said,
I had 100 when we met.
Wait, how many did you have?
170, I think.
Hey, that's right. That's right. That's right, David. When we were in Israel, she only had she had 100 subscribers or so.
Well, now she has almost 5,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is funny. That is funny. Well, it's a good thing we met, right?
Things change, so it means I exist. That's good.
Latina Valentina said, many of those who think Israel can only kill the exact number who were attacked in October have no problem with the U.S. response to Pearl Harbor or 9/11. But people are stupid. Don't listen to those people. That's not how proportionality works. Israel, if one side kills 2,000 people, the other side can go and in return kill 200,000 people. There is nothing in written or unwritten law that says, no, that's wrong. You killed too many people. No, it's war. That's what happens. Lisa Trinkos became a member of the channel. Thank you so much and welcome to the club. I'm just going to read a bunch of super chats here. If anyone wants to leave, feel free to go. Don't feel like you have to say anything. Resilino said Islamic Republic is not Iran. Without Cyrus the Great, Israel would not have existed. Alhamdulillah. Probably would have, but yes. Aisha Scott said cancer. Aisha 654 Muhammad cancer. True. Ari Wasserman said Rebecca Hu Akbar. See? Alhamdulillah. Hello Outsider says you should watch the videos of David Menzies getting arrested in Canada for reporting on Hamas protesters. Gotta check it out. We'll make a note. John West, if the red heifers are sacrificed by Iranian missiles, the end times begin. Book of Nicaea chapter. Trust me, bro.
Yeah, imagine one of those rockets hit the red heifers.
That would be funny.
Oh, hey. Hey, AP.
Yes,
hey, AP, remember we were, so we did a live stream about the red heifers, but when we were reading the prophecy,
yes,
we noticed that it said the Messiah is going to bring the 10th red heifer. And so we were confused because these guys are bringing the 10th red heifer, and it's the passage that they're appealing to says the Messiah is going to bring it. Anyway, I got a message. I don't. Someone sent me an email. So Jewish guy sent me a message, and he said, yeah, you caught it. He said that's why most Orthodox Jews are not in favor of it. Most, and he explained the reasoning to me. It's anyone who's involved in the sacrifice or preparing the water is already impure. They haven't been purified, so they can't make the stuff without making it impure. And therefore, the only one who could start the system up again would be someone who's pure, and so it would have to be the Messiah. So in order to get it off the ground, it's got to be the Messiah who brings it. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what someone messaged me, and it kind of made sense as far as like why most of the Orthodox Jews are not going for the red heifer thing.
Alhamdulillah.
Jews are just smartasses when they don't want to deal with something.
There again, you have Rebecca just bashing Jews here. Remember when we were in Israel?
Justification to doing something that doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, we can find a reason not to do it because it's problematic.
Rebecca is the most anti-Semitic person I've met in my entire life.
I've never heard such anti-Semitic stuff except when I was around Rebecca in Israel.
Yeah. Like we arrived in Israel the moment we met her until the moment we said bye. She's just bashing Jews all the time, 24/7.
Let me tell you about the dumbest people in the world. Oh, what's she going to tell us about?
Hey, it comes from love, not hate. That's the difference. It's loving bashing. It's different from hate bashing.
Asa says Arab chant in 1918 from Turkey to Gaza, Palestine does not exist. Huh, that's good. It's pretty good. Somebody with a name that only Rebecca can read and nobody else here in the room.
Efrat Cohen.
Exactly that person says all of those who support the two-state solution should see how the Arabs reacted today in Judea and Samaria and also in Jerusalem. Also yesterday, a 14-year-old Jewish boy who was just going out with the sheep's guts was murdered.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, the entire idea of a two-state solution, I'm sorry, but it's not possible anymore. It's dead. That whole idea should be dead at this point. It's a dumb idea. It clearly doesn't work. It clearly won't work. It is a very dumb attempt.
It's the perfect move.
Sid Dave said Muslims thought they had won the Crusades, but they were wrong. Christians waited 800 years for their final move. It was the perfect move. Saladin must be crying in his grave. Saladin. No, it's Saladin.
Apostate Saladin.
The salad must be crying in his grave.
That'd be a cool name for a channel. Apostate Saladin. And it could be like super boring.
Yeah. That's funny. D. Baudreau said, what happened to ceasefire now? Why are they celebrating? Well, they want ceasefire when it looks like they're losing, but they want to continue when it looks like they're it never even looks like they're winning. I don't even know what the hell these idiots are thinking. But when it looks like they're making a strike, then they're like, yeah. But as soon as the response comes, they're like, ceasefire now, please, please, ceasefire. That's how it usually goes. I recently I just earlier today got a reaction from a Muslim in my responses on Twitter who said, keep crying like a baby in Pampers. Ha 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 ha. And it's so funny because these Muslims, it looks like they can never decide if they are being genocided right now or if they are winning. It's always like, yeah, we are winning, go cry. And then 2 seconds later, it's like, this is genocide. Genocide. Man.
It's genocide because Jews are not humans, so it doesn't count if they get hurt.
That's a good point. DC Isaac said, did you see that girl who threatened to murder a city council for not supporting a ceasefire, crying during sentencing? FAFO still alive in America. I saw that. That's a very funny instance. I don't remember where it was, but at a city council, this protester went and gave a speech and basically finished it with, and I think she's from a Hindu background, and very anti-India as well. It's one of those crazy.
I think there is like some movement, like a communism in India, being a little bit of.
She's from India, but apparently, so there were tweets from her where she insults India and the Indian government and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't like the Bharat, like the nationality movement of India.
None of you care because you guys don't care about anything happening in Palestine or any other country where oppression occurs because you don't care about the oppression occurring here. And I understand that you guys are all horrible people, but the thing is, 2,300 people being evicted in the last year, those are votes. And you guys, those are votes to win here in Bakersfield. And while you guys parade God—
I don't know what these people are thinking, but this is a city council in California. And she is in a city council in California. She's saying, you don't care about the lives in Palestine. Where do you think you are?
I mean, just imagine the response. There's nothing that we have power over that affects what's going on over there in any way. We can make any sort of resolution right now. It doesn't protect Hamas. It doesn't protect Hamas from being hunted down by the IDF at all. So are you just telling us to waste our time? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Make a statement now. A legislation against Israel. No. Okay, we'll make it. Nothing's going to happen. Yeah, sure.
Around as a Hindu holiday called Chaitra Navratri starts off this week. I remind you that these holidays that we practice, that other people in the global south practice, believe in violent revolution against their oppressors. And I hope one day somebody brings the guillotine and kills all of you motherfuckers. The increased criminalization for no need other than you don't like when people come and hold you guys accountable for introducing ceasefire resolutions, because the only escalation in violence has been by you all. And so there's no need to continue. In the last 5 years I've attended city council meetings, there's never been metal detectors. There's never been more cops. The only reason you're doing it is because people actually don't care if you guys don't like them, and they're actually resisting, so you want to criminalize them. So regardless of whether you elect people into office, they'll backstab you, they'll let you die, and for that reason, you guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors? We'll see you at your house. We'll murder you.
Whoa, what the heck?
Next speaker, please.
Whoa.
What, next speaker?
No.
We're going to murder you. Next speaker.
No, hold up.
Lance, followed by Kev, followed by Valeria. Ms. Patel, that was a threat, what you said at the end, and so the officers are going to escort you out and take care of that.
So they actually arrested her, and as far as I have seen, let's see what the latest is on that. Riddhi Patel, faces 18 felony counts over alleged threats.
Oh yeah, they're probably saying a charge against each person that
Yeah,
she threatened. You know what I mean? In other words, if it's you all, we're going to show up at your houses. That's a threat to every person
How
who was there.
stupid can you be? Did you actually go to a
Pretty
city
stupid.
council in the presence of authorities and you say, we'll murder you all?
Yeah, what was crazy was the first one when she said, I hope you all die. That's like that's still within the line. Like, I hope some that's in the same ballpark as like Ali Dawa saying, yeah, once we in an Islamic state, then you guys are going to be executed. So it's not actually threatening someone. It's saying, you know, I want it to happen in the future, but it's not actually a direct threat. When you say, hey, we're going to be at your house and we're going to kill you. Yep.
I am kind of surprised that this a city council in California actually stopped her and made sure that she's arrested, because I would expect a city council in California, after she says, we'll murder you, to say, yay.
Hey, probably make her the new governor. Oh, she's going to be the new governor because she's passionate about making a difference.
So I am a little bit surprised about that, but here's a video of her. Radi Patel crying in court after being charged with 16 felony counts over threatening to murder city councillors in Bakersfield unless they voted to endorse a ceasefire in Gaza.
Aww.
A deputy defender entered.
Poor girl found out she's not allowed to
8 counts
threaten to murder a bunch of people.
Official and 10 counts of making terroristic threats. She's due back in.
That is, I don't even know what to say, man.
She'll take a plea bargain to lesser charges, and they'll offer that.
Among her comments, Patel said the council members were such horrible human beings that Jesus probably would have killed you himself. What's wrong? What's wrong?
Some things are so good you cannot make them up.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. I wonder if she has a mental illness or something. I don't know. That could be. In that case, she would probably get her charges reduced anyway. So Jesus would have killed you himself. The Devious Orange said, I was having a Teams conference with my family in Tel Aviv before the warning sirens went off. It is quite surreal. That is very, very bad. But hey, you're fine. IDF said nothing happened. It was just a little scratch. So that's what the IDF said, because IDF is strong. Adi Wasserman said, if you had to choose between 1.6 million Muslims and a cow, would you choose Rebecca? That's up to you, Ari. That's up to you.
Am I the cow?
Yeah, because that could be interpreted. It could be interpreted that way, right?
My brother liked calling me that when we were little, so maybe.
He liked calling you a cow.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Maybe you are the red heifer. I don't know.
Oh my God, please don't sacrifice me. That's the wrong religion.
Sid Dave said, does anyone remember the last time a Muslim army chanting Allahu Akbar beat a non-Muslim army? Pulp Fiction games, their Allah are good for nothing. I was playing online Call of Duty once where I saw that happen. So, yeah, don't rush to conclusions here. Michelle B said, hi, guys, and Rebecca. Why is Rebecca not included in guys? Glad you gentlemen traveled to Israel before Iran launched their attack. Thank you for having Rebecca on your shows. I enjoy watching her videos. She provides great insights. It's good. That's good. Happy to hear that.
Thank you.
Beatrice says, it looks like there are many Brazilians on the chat today. Can you ask Brazilians online to type hi?
Brazilians are very pretty people. I love Brazilians.
Oh, you have been all over South America, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah. Did you go to Brazil?
I have been, yeah. Oh my God. I don't want to talk about it. It will make me cry. I need to go back.
Don't start
I
crying.
love Brazil so much. Oh my God. The music.
Whoa,
They
hey,
will play live
hey, they're
everywhere.
holding that chick on it's $1 million bail. So she's not going anywhere unless she comes up with $1 million. But I looked up the charges: 8 counts of threatening state officials. So that's eight counts. So there are 8 of them, and then 10 counts of threatening with intent to terrorize. So that's a terror charge.
Wow. How much do you
10
have to
counts
put?
of 10 counts of terrorist threats and 8 counts of threatening state officials.
How much money
18
do you have to put
being
down
held on
for $1 million bail? I know.
100,000.
That's it. Is that how it works? Like 10%?
Well, I mean, a bail. Yeah, you can either put the entire $1 million up, and then once you show up to court, then you get that back. But normally people don't have enough to put it up themselves. So you go to a bail bondsman, you give them 10%. They put up the money for you, and then when you show up, then they keep that. Then they get their money back, and they keep the 10%. So that's how they make their money.
Based.
Been there, done that.
That's a pretty messed up business. But yes. How do you feel about Michael Jordan, MVP of this conflict in my point of view? Then
He is. He's the best. He's the GOAT.
No, how do you feel about Jordan, MVP of this conflict in my personal view, in my point of view, them wanting better for their morals and values standing against Iran? Thoughts on Turkey? They seem too quiet. Turkey
There is
is
nothing to do with morals here.
yeah, it's just all self-interest.
That's what I was saying last time. They are built up of hamulas. They'd all kill each other if they don't have a government. So this is what they're really afraid of. Like the moment they use governance, it's all hell will break loose, and their all GDP is foreign aid from the US and other countries, and then they are completely dependent on Israel for energy and water.
Yes. Thank you for expanding on what I basically said when I meant self-interest.
I'm sorry. I mean,
No,
it's not.
No, you made a good point. I put it very mildly and didn't explain it very well. I'm sorry.
I mean, everybody does everything for self-interest, but they're like completely like they're like patients with infusions. You know, they cannot take the IV out.
Yeah. Miss Apostate, my wife, said, "How can Rebecca's sound be improved? It sounds muddy." Yeah, Rebecca, your audio sounds a little bit muddy. What's happening? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Well,
you don't sound like that on other live streams. Why is it only on my live stream that you sound like this?
Because it's 6 a.m. I am muddy. I'm basically a puddle myself.
No, that's a mic issue. If you need a mic, let us know. We'll send you a dope mic.
I guess I need a mic. I guess I need to try to understand like what mic I need and stuff like that.
Yeah. You should get yourself a mic. Don't be an amateur. I saw a comment here that I wanted to look at, but whatever. It's gone now. How do you feel about Jordan? Morals, thoughts on Turkey? Yeah, we answered it pretty much. Turkey is disgusting. I prefer chicken. Turkey should be slaughtered for nothing. Matthew said, "I'm praying for Israel right now. I love you, Playas, AP, and the Dizzle. Good work, Cubber from Australia." Thank you so much. I appreciate that. However, I will ban you for calling us players. Thank you. Sheba became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the club and to the cult.
Hey, I looked up cobber. It says it's an Australian term for pal.
Oh,
like buddy.
Really?
They say cobber. Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah, I was like,
sounds
hey,
very
you don't call me a you don't call me a cobber.
How dare you call me a
but then
cobber?
I
You
found
are a
out-
cobber.
Yeah.
Yes. I read Muhammad made Aisha stretch out in front of him every time he prayed. It made me sick. Did you know this? No, actually.
Well, that's not every time he prayed. Yeah, what you actually have in the Muslim sources, Muhammad saying that your prayer is canceled if there's a woman, a dog, or a donkey. But then Aisha objected. She said, "What are you talking about? Muhammad used to always pray with me right in front of him." And she would say, there's a bunch of these hadiths where she said, and I had, that she was between him and the Qibla. So the Qibla's over there. Aisha's right in front of him. And there are these hadiths where each time he prostrated, he hit her legs or pinched her legs or something like this. So she said, and I would pull my legs back. And then when he stood up, I put my legs down again and stuff. And anyway, it's just the real example the real takeaway there, apart from, him bowing down in front of, with Aisha right in front of him, is the hypocrisy. He's telling other people that, the presence of a woman in front of you specifically nullifies your prayers, and he does it routinely with Aisha, which means the rules just don't apply to him.
Yeah. I heard, by the way, that's also what generally Kikuchu does when he prays. He finds a little girl and puts the little girl in front of him when he prays.
Little girl, I just have to imitate Muhammad. He's my moral example. Come here, get in front of me while I bow down.
Yeah, but that's only what I heard. Can't confirm it. Here, a person with a name that only Rebecca can read. Who? What?
Efrat Cohen.
Efrat Cohen says, the fact that of all the attacks on Israel, only one hurt probably proves to Muslims that the God of Israel protects them and is stronger than Allah. No. This proves that Allah is on the side of the Muslims, because Allah is now sending a message to Israel, to the Jews, and saying, hey, look, this was only, the first warning. Next time it will be much worse. That's what's actually happening here.
Allah is testing their belief.
Yes, alhamdulillah. That's what always happens. Michelle G said, how do you think the American government will influence Israel's response? Praying for all involved. I think that, especially with Biden at the moment, I hope that America is just quiet about what Israel does next, because, they're not really helping at the moment. The Biden government. And I hope they don't influence it at all. I hope they just leave it
alone. If it wasn't for inner politics, I think they would have started with Iran by now. Seriously.
That's a bit much.
I mean,
but wait, breaking: Biden announces he will convene G7 leaders tomorrow to coordinate a united diplomatic response to Iran's brazen attack. Let's see what happens there. That's interesting. Muslims shouldn't have to fire missiles. If Allah exists, wouldn't a dua Friday khutbah make Israel disappear by Saturday? One full day for Allah. Yeah, first the Saturday people, then the Sunday people. That's what they should be doing, but no faith in Allah, unfortunately. Ayatollah Khamenei said, anyone know a relocation guy like at the end of Breaking Bad asking for a friend? This is Ayatollah Khamenei. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I need to go.
Sunrise.
I need to go, but there's still like 50,000 super chats here. I don't know what to do with the situation.
You could do them. You could do them like super rapid fire, or you could just tell people you got to go.
Yeah. So Dave, Rebecca, what do Jewish people believe about the Islamic claim that Abraham traveled to Mecca and to start Hajj? Why don't Jewish people actively refute this? I can answer for Rebecca.
Okay,
it's because Jewish people don't care.
Jews don't care.
Jews don't care.
That is an interesting feature, and it's because like you've got Christianity, Islam, and atheism are the main ideologies that actually like go out trying to convince the world. No, we're right on this one, and people have to agree with us, and so on. And so when there's a criticism, there's a tendency to try to respond to it. But it seems like because Jews don't really proselytize, that they just don't care because, like, I don't care if you hate it. I don't care if you hate it. We're not trying to win you. We're not trying to win you to our side. So shut up. Don't care.
Lots of instances of Jewish scholars being asked about certain things and others claim, and their response is basically, like this is it doesn't make sense, but it's also not something that we really have to concern ourselves with. We don't care. So and I get
I think it also pisses people off.
Yeah. Probably does. Die Riemen des Lederanus is an attempt to turn the leather straps of the anus into a German phrase, but did it kind of wrong. Says basically the Iranians show the entire world they like to peel avocados in the dark and what?
Linshach kariot. Biting pillows.
Oh, I see. That's good. That's cool.
It's when you're...
Yeah. Thank you for demonstrating that. YSP said, Rebecca, maybe we'll have an April rain instead of October one. I'm a winter guy, so I'm kind of exciting for what will come. I have no idea what this is about, but yes, I agree. Yes. Haj Rayan Al-Ghazlani says... I love this profile.
Ryan Al-Ghazlani.
This Ryan Gosling. Ray Mojab and Quran on Jews avoiding death. Didn't the Jews of Medina choose death rather than convert to Islam?
Yeah, that's what they did. They'd rather die.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I heard a lot of stories like that of people that were given a choice and were like, nah, I'd rather be dead.
Yeah. The second mile said,
"Oh,
AP.
This is a good question. Like, do they actually have a person in mind, or is this just a hypothetical?"
AP, würdest du in Deutsch eine Debatte mit bekannten Dawaisten zu ist Mohammed ein Prophet?
Darn right.
Machen.
Do it in a heartbeat.
Wir könnten versuchen, dies zu organisieren. So it says, would you want to have a debate with a Dawa guy in German about whether Muhammad was a prophet? I would.
Darn right.
Do you have anyone in mind? I would like to debate. What's the guy's name again? Pierre Vogel. I would like to debate that guy. I doubt it's going to happen, but that would be funny.
Debate Ali Dawa, but in German.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. It would be the same result anyway.
Ali Dawa would be, Apis is nicht gut. Ist nicht gut. Ist tot. We'll make him tot.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I have these videos from this guy. I'm just trying to find the videos in my personal folders among all the Hitler videos that I otherwise have and watch all the time. Here I have this video from this German Dawa guy.
Sie kennen zwei Leute.
This is like the Jewish dream.
Masse bringen. Menschen bringen. Wir müssen die Dawa in jedes Haus bringen. Wir müssen die Dawa.
All the memories.
Einen Block mit dem Wald bauen. Die Dawa draufschreiben. Und dann warten, bis irgendeiner sich verläuft.
This guy is the best. This is like a perfect combination of German and Dawa. This is that dude is the best. I want to debate this guy.
Yeah, that dude is like if Adolf Hitler had a love child with Daniel Hikikutsir. That'd be the dude right there.
Yeah. Or here, another case.
Das ist das Problem. Glauben Sie mir, das ist das Problem.
Das Problem sind die Ideen im System.
Das Bier! Das Bier! Das Bier!
Drink beer! Oktoberfest!
This is the best. I want to debate this guy. So, but jokes aside, even if it's not this fantastic guy who is my hero, I would like to do a German debate as well. That would be kind of funny. Farfour said, Mr. Apostati, Allah will not be pleased. He's read more books than you. What color is your holy book? My holy book's color is pink, and Allah has never read a single book in his life. So don't come at me. Govan said, if you haven't, check out Persona non grata by Oliver Stone. The music during the opening montages is goat. I will do it tonight. Pune Toon said, Adonai Imachem.
God is
What does
with
it
you.
mean? Oh, nice. Cool. GG Ryder says, if Iranian leaders told Biden to GTFO the White House, he would apologize and hand over the USA. This is,
I mean,
yeah.
isn't it what he's doing with the southern? What did they try to do with the southern border or something? Like this sounds like.
Yeah. He basically said, "Oh, guys, if you just want to come into the White House,
And
I will give
literally
it to you."
just guys. Why just guys? Why not bring girls?
Girls are not welcome. Only guys are welcome.
The bro culture in the US went too far.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
guys
true.
are not inviting girls anymore. Only guys are allowed to go in.
Nobody likes girls. Chrome said, should Israel and the US back the Iranian people who want to destroy Islamic Republic government and replace it with a friendly democracy? You know what? I have a lot of thoughts about the Islamic regime of Iran. However, the last time that America interfered in Iranian regime change politics, it didn't go very well. So leave it to the people of Iran themselves. Unless, of course, at first a war
You can't
happens
really
and
leave
they're
it to
destroyed.
the people. But you
Yeah.
need like a temporary something in between to set up the system.
Yes, that's what they do. Christoph Keating said the
It's
difference is Black Lives
problematic.
Matter
It's
is an
bad.
organization with a manifesto and a website and headquarters. I don't believe you. Chameleon said, easy. Christ is King has nothing to do with Christ. It's the new war cry against the Jews, like Heil Hitler or Allahu Akbar. Unfortunately, that is what some of these people try to do. And the first people who should be angry about this or upset by this or concerned about this should be Christians who witness that these people come along and try to hijack Christian sentiments in order to turn them into anti-Jewish slogans. Matt said, I still say Christ is King because he is a statement of fact and shouldn't be used as a slur. Exactly, that is the problem. Some people are trying to use it, and you shan't do that. Aisha's goat said, I love Rebecca and Vi Brazilian. You see, there's a goat that is in love with you, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like
Now
goats. I like goat cheese.
Now you have goat falling in love.
It's my favorite type of cheese. And I don't like other types of cheeses. So.
You already read this.
I already read this. What's wrong with you? Apostate Boo-hoo said, how do you think Farfour feels seeing the person who bombed his home on your stream? Be more compassionate. That is true. I should have considered that before inviting Rebecca here with me, when she is clearly the person who bombed Farfour's home and made him miss his homework.
Yeah, I probably didn't even notice, just walked around.
Ansett Lee said, dear AP, what time is it, Rebecca, over there?
It's like obviously 6:15 a.m. When do you think I'm like that for no reason?
No, that's why I'm asking, because you sound like you're sleeping. But yeah, it's 6 a.m. in the morning in Israel right now. Ansett Lee said, dear IP, I find a disturbing fact that every time I review your clips, ads about how miserable Gazan children pops up. Of course, I know they are living terribly, but guess who are responsible for that? Hint, not the Jews. That is true. I'm not sure what to add to this thought, to be very honest. But yeah,
poor kids.
War. Loney Crow said, Rebecca speaks bad of Jews. When Louis C.K. was in Israel, he promised not to change anything just because it's in Israel. Then first thing he said was, so here's the problem with fucking Jews.
I love Louis C.K. so much. It's so funny. So here's the problem. That's amazing. I love that.
Lodi Crow said, lesser mentioned fact, the cost of intercepting the attack will account for 2% of Israel's budget. So Israel must ensure that Iran bears a cost.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
what they
that's
do.
a lot of money.
Yeah. That
No, there
is
has to be
indeed.
consequences.
We have to
Otherwise,
take it.
otherwise they'll just
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Now we need to sell these systems, those systems to other countries so we can cover up the costs.
You see, this is what the Jews are doing.
They should take up a big GoFundMe for to cover the cost of the Iron Dome.
Yeah, everyone chip in $2.
No.
Yeah. Yes, Sharos says, I contacted the three of you, good friends, no response. I promise you that you have never been exposed to so much secret information. Secret information on what? About goats? Because if so, I might respond. I'll check my messages and make sure to get back to you.
What is this thing?
It's probably about goats. I don't know. Kennedy the Alaskan said, David Wood wears a yarmulke in front of Rebecca. Christian. AP wears a dumb ball cap. Atheist. Draw your own conclusions. That's true. That's true. That's what I do. The second mile.
Oh my goodness. How many times? That's the third time you've had this comment.
Because it's the third time that the same person made that super chat, I think. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. Apparently it's a very important question. But here I say it again, the second mile. Ja. Ja. Ich würde. Ja. Ja, gerne, gerne. Mit Pierre Vogel. Oder jemand anderes. Meredith Grotti says, when will the charges be brought in Michigan for those calling for death of America? Could it be Hindus aren't as useful? Surely not.
No, there's...
I think you should declare Michigan as Palestine and just let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, there's like, she wouldn't even have been charged just for saying, I hope you guys get killed or something like that. It's a direct threat. We're going to show up at your houses and kill you. That's a different category. So you could say, I hate America, death to America, things like that. You're not going to be charged for it. If you say, hey, I'm going to kill you, then you could be charged.
Yeah, yeah. I think those who say death to America, they should be receiving like awards, medals by now from the Biden government. Not sure what they're waiting for. To be fair, Joe Biden actually made a statement on it and said, we do not want the votes of those who chant death to America. So I was a little bit surprised because I was kind of waiting for him to give them medals. Not sure what happened.
Wow. Maybe there was like a moment where the drugs they used to make him agreeable didn't work, and he was like, "What?"
That's a good theory.
By the way, that's it's a drug now in the South America that makes you super agreeable. You just agree to anything that people ask you for.
That's good. That's good. Everyone should have that drug. Sunglasses at Night said, you think the Western world will be smothered with protest against the brutal genocide of the most peaceful Republic of Iran when shite gets hot? Enjoy these Canuck shekels and try the red heifer barbecue sandwich. It's delicious. Thank you. No, I think...
We don't joke about red heifers here, man.
Yeah, have some respect about the red heifers. I heard they taste good. When things get actually serious, I think things will get serious, and the whole I stand with Iran things will stop, or we will just get rid of all of those who protest. I just goat said once again, I love Rebecca and Vi Brazilian. I don't know what this goat has with you, Rebecca. But you have a goat fan now. Drake Long said, what do you think Russia's interest will be in the conflict, considering their weapons purchases and need for Iran's suicide drones, etc.? Iran probably has a deal with Russia to stick together and engage in whatever happens, because despite the fact that Russia is significantly stronger and larger and more impactful than Iran has been supplying Russia with weapons and with missiles during this Ukraine war. And I'm pretty sure that has consequences. And I'm pretty sure that a country like Iran that is one of the great evils in this world will make good use of that. So there is that part.
It's just
I also
it's Russia's like bottleneck, the weapon production. It's pretty slow and like outdated.
Drake Long, I also noticed that you made a super chat of $6.66. This did not evade my perception. Yes. The Oracle of Whimsy says Trump pulled US troops out of Syria while people got stoned on the precious US embassy. Trump is not a friend of Israel.
Like, tell you something. I don't need friends. I just need people that don't go against like logic and common sense.
So you hear it here. Rebecca said, "I don't need friends."
Like
all
no,
right.
no, specifically me. I need friends. I mean, just between countries, like you scratch each other backs when like the ways that make sense.
Yeah. Gillian said, LMAO, no one is afraid of Russia these days. That is true. And Russia has really embarrassed itself in front of the world with the whole disaster that is the invasion of Ukraine. There were even, there has been intelligence from the beginning that the whole invasion of Ukraine was in Putin's mind supposed to last only a few days. And it has been ongoing forever now.
He has been lied to by the military.
Yeah.
I remember right when Russia invaded, and I was watching a newscast, and then someone said, someone's like, "Oh, how long is this going to last?" And so on.
No, they had like jets that couldn't get off the ground.
The guy said, he goes, the Ukrainians are not like the Afghanis. They're going to fight. And he was totally right.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. That's the reality of the situation. All right.
Yeah, their army there is so corrupted that, and then they get false reports. And then like they had jets that didn't fly, that like tents that couldn't move and things like that. And those were supposed to be maintained. But in reality, they were just like taking the money that were supposed to put on those things to building themselves villas.
Go to sleep, Rebecca.
I know. Definitely.
You should also look into the quality of and the discipline of Russia's military. It is incredibly poor. And
they don't want to be there.
Russian military is heavily demoralized and
they have this custom that's called Dedovshchina, where a lot of times it ends with a death. So like the older soldiers would like terrorize the younger ones, and sometimes it's so bad that they die.
That's cool. All right. Ziv said, Rebecca, can I be your friend? Yes,
no,
Rebecca.
Says, I can be your friend.
I can be your friend. It's a dog. Now you have a dog wanting to be your friend.
Dude, I only seem nice online. You don't want to get into it.
Yeah. The Oracle of Whimsy said, I am Israel. He's not our friend. Okay. Yes. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. David said, what is more important? Is Drake a Jew, dissed Kendrick Lamar, and Iran had to respond.
Drake is an asshole.
Yeah. I like Kendrick Lamar.
I don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. I just know Drake because I know like he knows like I'm like through family.
You know what? You know what's funny? On Spotify, which I regularly listen to explore lots of music, there's only one artist on Spotify that I have marked as muted and never recommend any song by this artist.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
And that is Drake. If I get a recommendation that involves that guy, I'm like, oh, get out of here, man. I don't know why, but it's so annoying.
Like some of my family knows him, but like he's a.
You see, they all know each other.
The Jews, yeah, we're not that far we're pretty closely connected.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not true.
It's not true that it's not true that it's not true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. You know what? The other thing that nobody's talking about is that that black people are overwhelmingly dominating the hip hop industry. Why?
Because
You
it's their culture.
No, it's because they're trying to rule the world behind the scenes.
No, they have rhythm, unlike white people.
Well, okay.
Really, yeah. Have you ever seen African dancers? Those
See,
are the
this
best dancers in the world.
This is what they want you to think.
They're
This is what they
awesome.
want you to think. The media doesn't want you to know. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. We will be live again tomorrow on David Wood's channel, where there will be no sleeping Rebecca in the background.
Do you think people would watch me sleep live?
Hey, I saw.
I think the internet is just such a weird place. I just wonder if there is a
there would be creepy people. Yes, there would be.
Rebecca,
there would be an
Rebecca,
audience. There would be an audience for that.
Rebecca, go on Twitch after this. Go on Twitch. You will find a section of people who are just streaming while they're sleeping, and they have actual audiences watching them. I'm serious.
That's scary.
I don't know why, but everybody check out Rebecca. She's normally not like this. Rebecca Barstev, you can find her on YouTube. I will link her as well. But thank you for joining, Rebecca, and
thank you for having me.
Yes,
listen, it's not every night that we get a barrage from Iran sent with hearts and like kisses, like XOXO.
Yeah, appreciate
and then,
the moment.
And then you have to like, and then and then you have like something.
Yes. Anyway, before this live stream is further ruined by Rebecca, thanks everyone for watching. Have a fantastic day.
I'm so
and
sorry.
Night. And Israel, stay strong. Israel, stay strong.
I don't know. After me going live, maybe Israel would be too ashamed. I don't know. That's the kind of people they have me representing my country. You know, I don't know if Israel could handle that.
Despite Rebecca, Israel, stay strong and stay alive. And
I'm sorry for shaming you, Israel.
Good night, everyone. Stay away from. Oh, wait a minute. How could I do this? Wait a minute. Let me test this guy.
Stay away from Islam.